sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh man, it is the first party of the week. You are watching 10 Drink Minimum. I am your host, Chris. Oh, Billy is here.
Hey guys.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm
feeling it. It's the time change has actually benefited my life immensely.
Really?
It's all about, waking up and then not without the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then you're like, oh God, like I'm late. But no, you're not late.
I have 3 alarms. I have my phone.
Oh, I hear all of them.
No. You're talking about the phone.
Uh-huh.
But then I have the cat and the dog.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
The cat and the dog are like, hey, guess what? It's time to eat. And the cat used to just jump on my chest, like the Macho Man.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, because I see what's going on in the backyard via the app.
Yeah,
and I was like, what are you doing up at 7 a.m.?
Feeding and letting the dog out so she can do whatever she needs to do, and then feeding them. So
okay.
Smiley is here.
Hey everyone.
And from the Two Stoned Betties, we have Sara Roman.
Oh my God, it's me.
It's been we've been meaning to do this for a while, I would say, right?
Yeah, I think so. We've
Yeah.
always kind of been in cahoots and just like never really made it happen.
Right. I mean, we've kind of like been ships passing in the night,
boot camp breeze.
for kind of years actually.
Yeah, for a very long time.
Yeah. So what is Two Stoned Betties? Like, what is
Two
that?
Stoned Betties is a brand. Two
Mm.
Stoned Betties is an local Albuquerque brand that was built by my best friend and I almost like a decade ago.
Dang.
But what we do and what we're infamous for is earrings. Like I make jokes. It's also a cult, but it's a team. It's a club. Like women and men, like really love and have come to grow very fond of the art and the jewelry that we're putting out. Oh. And it's what I do. It's my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know for sure I've bought a girl I was dating at least one pair of like at least PBR.
I bought PBR earrings.
Billy's bought PBR earrings.
Yeah, for sure. I've had people dudes come back to the table and thank me for getting them laid. And that's really fucking cool. Like it is.
That is very nice of you. What a nice thing to do. So what made you guys decide like where was the genesis of this? How did this all come about?
Kayla and I knew each other through just like the local art scene, and we happened to be kind of going through hard times with like a breakup during the same time. And I walked into a friend's art gallery and was just like ready to like spill my tea and vent to my friend. And Kayla was there doing the same thing. Basically, I needed a roommate and she needed somewhere to live because I was kicked one vato out, you know what I mean? And she left a vato. So it was like, but it was perfect timing because like that's what I needed, And so she moved in with me. And then through that relationship is where Two Stoned Betties grew because we were both artists. I always made jewelry. Kayla was a face painter and she does belly dancing. She does face painting. She's a burlesque dancer. She's got all these like different avenues, but we started out collaborating that way. Kayla would like paint things for me and then we'd put them together. And then it got to the point where we're both painting, we're both putting things together. The evolution of what we've been doing. I don't know. It's been almost 10 years for me. I've been doing this as my main gig for 5.
Oh, wow.
So it's my job. It's my career. It's my dream. It's everything. And it's been really cool to watch it evolve and grow at a really steady pace. And it's like everything I thought I would see, I'm seeing. And it's fucking cool.
It's like you almost had like when dudes kind of get together and like say party and get drunk, we're always that person, oh, Chris, we should fucking start a business.
Yeah.
But then it sounds like you guys did that and actually did it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, like we were just lucky because we're artists. And so like for us to say start a business, like it really is kind of like you're going to get what you put into it. Right.
Yeah.
So, I've been really blessed in like, seeing that through and like making it become what it is. You know, it's kind of was in my hands and a little bit easier than a band where you're not dealing with like so many people. Her and I collaborate well together.
Oh wow.
So like I'm just romanticizing it in a way that you both, like one of you was like, you know what? I love you. You know,
that's pretty much our life.
You know what we should do?
That's pretty much how we roll all the time. To this day.
I love you, man. Let's go to Mexico right now, man. Let's do it.
Well, that's kind of how like when we became Two Stoned Betties, it was just like these two stoner girls on the couch crafting stuff and like, you know, like we're very and I was like, you're a Betty. No, you're a Betty. And then I was like, oh, we're Two Stoned Betties. And like both of us just look at each other like, bitch, that's what we're gonna call ourselves.
And like you're wearing like some of the earrings.
Yeah,
right now, right?
yeah. These
What's
are
the
like
picture?
massive. So these are cool because something that like I started doing with our art is I don't know how to get like in the shop, but whatever. It's old vintage trading card art by an artist named San Julian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and these are the favorite things that I make that I like to share. Most of my collection is made up of stuff like this, just because it's rare. And I was dating a dude that knew all these artists, right? Like he had like a trading card collection. Like I didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really know that much about it. But then like through like his collection, then I like really started getting into like these certain artists, you know? Wow. And so like I'll go and there's only one place in town that carries trading cards and they're hard to find online. Even like the old school sets are hard to find online too.
Shit.
But the Comic Warehouse up on Eubank is like the one place like I'll go in there like maybe once or twice a year and just like raid this dude's boxes and like
that's pretty
come
cool.
in and like turn them into earrings.
Do they ever like
stuff.
are they like, oh man, we're gonna jack the price up on you because we know that you're
no way that dude down there is so freaking cool. Like he's happy to have anybody going through those boxes. You know what I mean? Like that's like stuff he invested in back in the day that probably like made some money for him back then because like kids would get like they were trading them literally like and they wanted like this one and that one. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, but it's just not something that happens anymore.
Well, have you ever done like anything with the Garbage Pail Kids?
I have, yeah. Those are a little bit easier to access because they still put Garbage Pail Kids out.
Oh, they
so like Top
them.
still issues them every year.
I had the fattest stack of like
Fuck,
Garbage Pail.
Dude, what I would do for like that old school stack.
And I had a rubber band. Is that the dog?
It's a puppy.
Oh, and then I had a rubber band around them, like just ruining them. So I don't,
they're all bent up.
They're all bent up to shit. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. So I've seen your stuff. What is the dog doing?
It's at the ball.
Oh, does she have one?
It's right down there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Is it gross?
I don't know what's going on with it.
Will you go put it away? So
it was all hairy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the dog is addicted to fetch, and if she has something, she'll freak out. Yeah. And
then I just started to play.
No. She would have done that either way.
Oh, okay.
But like I was in Tier C, down in Tier C, going to the hot springs, and I went into a store, and your stuff was in there.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's
whoa.
my friend Dr. Lucky's store. She had this like really cool vintage store, and she carried our stuff.
Yeah, and then she was telling us like how she does some sort of burlesque show.
Yeah, she does the Dr. Lucky's Blue Review at Hotel Andalus. The next one, I believe, is going to be in February.
Right.
Yeah.
But you've been a part of the scene since you guys started. You guys pop up everywhere. You know, from the growers market to shows at Launchpad, Halloween carnivals.
I bought your earrings from Thirsty Eye. Like,
because our friend Amelia was one of the brewers down there, and like she commissioned us to do like Thirsty Eye brewery earrings for the staff, and then we had a little pop-up, and that's probably where
that's cool.
Pick those up.
Yeah,
we're so lucky. We're so openly embraced by like so many businesses and communities in our city, and even just people like when I went and got my business license a long time ago, like the guy at the tax office like read our application, calls me up, and he was like, First of all, dope name. I'm super proud of you.
Oh, wow.
And then he like gave me the whole like spiel about like paying my taxes. So it's like this brand, this idea of these two stoner chicks, you know?
He's all, first of all, I love drugs.
But secondly, bitch, pay your taxes. And this is how, you know what I mean? But
that's cool.
That was a cool moment in Omen. And it's kind of just been that kind of outpouring ever since this thing started.
What's the weirdest place you guys have sold stuff?
Probably the freaking Albuquerque flea market, like the actual flea market at
shit.
the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
That was probably the weirdest gig I ever did. Like it was just we did not belong there. Like,
someone's like, I'm gonna get some tube socks, some rusty tools,
and some of these like 80s Playboys.
80s Playboys.
And look, this is nice.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. That was just an awkward one where like I didn't really feel like
after I get these
in place.
earrings,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some pinions. Right.
I mean, sometimes I think it's awkward that two stoner chicks are selling their art at the growers market. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty cool. But
what do you? Okay, so I went and got my booster at the growers market.
Oh yeah,
which I thought was also weird.
They used to put us next to that tent. It used to be right next door to us, and it was just like mortifying because like I get it, whatever, come get your booster, but like people are bringing their children to get their boosters at the downtown growers market, and it's like, bro, like why would you do that to your kid? Like now they're gonna be like traumatized to come to the downtown growers market.
Oh, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? It's like take them to the doctor where they know their day is gonna get fucked up.
Right.
Do you know? Like
I've never been to the growers market, and the thing is, I'm gonna go this weekend.
It's
No,
done.
you're not. It's done.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It's
So-
over till next year.
I used to love the growers market, and in this last one I went to, I enjoyed because it was cold.
Oh,
so
it was freaking freezing.
But I mean,
sorry.
but that that kept the, what do you call it? I don't know what the word to say is.
Nostalgia. Maybe?
No.
Yeah.
It kept the people away who were not hardcore.
Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You weren't shopping at the downtown growers market with a bunch of posers. Is that
Fucking
what you mean?
with the Starbucks crowd. I'll call it the Starbucks crowd.
It's
Oh my
like, honey, let's
gosh.
not go. It's too cold. Let's just go to Starbucks.
So one of the last times I went before this time,
None of the
I'm
hungover
in-
people that just want the picture at the growers market were there this
Oh, yeah.
time.
Keep away
Yeah.
the influencers.
Yeah, none of the influencers
There you
showed
go.
up last weekend.
So the last time I was there before this one, I'm in line to get a burrito from the Java Joe's thing, and this girl's all, see if they have a chili relleno. And I was like, and I just fucking like just shook my head, and I was like, and of course, blonde girl, big brimmed hat, probably took the burrito or whatever and took a picture with the
like
peace
one
symbol.
of those like Lumineer hats.
Yeah, Lumineer hat. That's a good and so there wasn't those people there yesterday. So like you could go and like actually probably shop and do
yeah,
buy stuff at the fucking growers
it was
market.
just the first 2 hours
Get your
that were
shot.
brutal. And once it started to warm up, it was fine.
And like when I went to go get I went online to like schedule my booster. I was like, oh, there's one in my neighborhood growers market. What the shit?
We had some guy freak out. I knew the dude too. It was kind of weird to see him freak out like that, but
About a booster?
about the booster
Oh.
clinic being there. And he like
Oh.
was walking around like yelling at everyone there, calling everybody a bunch of fucking posers and this and that. Like at the growers market, you're gonna shoot your children with GMOs
Oh
here.
my gosh.
You might as well go to Costco. You might as but he was mad.
You're
man.
all, you know what? I do
I'm
need to go
like,
to Costco
I
later
couldn't.
today.
I honestly, I was beside myself because I know my city,
Yeah.
right? Like this man didn't even have shoes on, and I'm like, who is he fighting with no shoes on? Like you can't talk to people like that at 8 o'clock in the morning anywhere in Albuquerque. Like you're about to get wrecked, you know? Like there was points where like these dads that you're like, oh shit, that guy was a cholo. Like you better watch out. Like he looks like a dad now, but like you saw him come out of his shell.
It's like you're not embarrassed.
I couldn't believe he didn't get whipped. Honestly, like I couldn't believe how
But-
long that park let that go on.
No. But see,
Like-
I'll say this to you because you've been around a long time. I feel like this city has mellowed in that he didn't get.
I was humbled. I'm trying
Yeah.
to tell you. I was like, whoa, dude. Like, and all with no shoes on.
So
Like, it
a
was
couple
like-
weeks ago, I went to Castle Coffee, and the entire time I'm in there, this guy stared directly at me for a good 15 minutes, and I could tell he was probably like shelters or something. But I'm like, man, I miss the good old days where if you stared at someone, they'd stab you.
They'd be like, what you
Yeah.
looking at? Or whatever.
Yo, man, you need something? I've even seen Billy do that to people. Can I help you with something? And I should have done it, but like those days seem like they're not here anymore. And I feel like we still need some of that a little
because
bit.
it's also like the time frame
Yeah.
and the stock that we come from,
Mm.
so it's hard to like see that
Yeah.
kind of shift in culture. It was
Right.
like, yo, I can't believe that dude didn't get wrecked.
Yeah.
in Burke.
I can't see myself doing that now.
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, here's a funny story. So Billy and I went to the Old Bert's, but it's now like a brewery. It's called Echoes.
Oh, it's
And-
fine. It's open now.
Yeah,
I
and
gotta go in there.
And we're talking to the owner, and he's like, "You guys used to come here." I was like, "Yeah, man, I stopped him from getting in a fight right over there." The guy kind of looked at us like crazy, which you know, Billy's not that guy at all.
No.
But like literally like the 2 times I saw him like nearly get in a fight, one of them, I think maybe both times they were a bird. I don't know. There was 2 times. And I know for one fact it was Bert. And because the guy kicked the red door at the front of Bert's and Billy lost it. He's like, fuck, he's all, you don't fuck with that.
That's a sacred door, bro.
Yeah. But like that's our thing though. Like people from Albuquerque, we don't have a lot. But what we do have, you try to take it from us and you're gonna get wrecked. You know, like you said. So yeah. But like the guy at the growers market, I mean, if he's gonna yell out and scream shit, that's the place to do it because they're like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with that guy? He seems to be."
At the most, I'd be like, "Bro, chill out."
He's having a meltdown.
I'd be like, "It ain't that deep. Just go."
I'm just like, and nobody came here to hear that. No. You know what I mean? Like, sir, are you booked for today? Because like whatever the show is you're putting on, like you weren't booked.
Yeah, if I had a broom, I'd like shoot. I would sweep him away like a raccoon.
Shoo. Get out of here, son.
Go on out of here, you rascal.
Yeah.
You can tell the women that he was with, they were just mortified.
And he didn't have shoes on? Why didn't he have shoes on?
I guess he's, no shoes, no GMOs. I don't know.
Oh, he's like a hippie dude. I thought you were talking about like he was like a shelterless guy. And I was like, really?
No, he wasn't a homeless man. He was a hippie.
Yes.
Homeless or hippie.
Huh? Outlander. We have your woman. That was I watched Children of the Corn recently, the original. Man. So that's just that's what I want to yell at all the like out of state license plates. Outlander. Oh, my mom says hello.
No, but I recently got my booster, and then I've been fine this entire time. What with like Pfizer being a thing, I'm just like Team Pfizer. Up on my pedestal, it's like, ew.
Your Team Pfizer?
It's
is that what's
so
going
weird
on?
that there's teams in regards to
No, then I got my booster again. It was Moderna. And that's when I actually had the symptoms. And it was like I had a fucked up arm.
If it's not burning, it's not working.
I know, right? It was fine.
I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Get your boosters.
I'm quad Moderna. Ooh. I didn't muddy up my blood with nothing, man.
I was so happy when I got Moderna because that was the one that Dolly Parton endorsed.
Oh yeah.
And I really wanted the Dolly vaccine.
Can I get one of these? I just like it's funny because like people, there's all the conspiracy theories and things, and mine is like I just want all the same of one vaccine. I don't want to.
Well, I feel like you're on my team. So like when everything really does go down and we all have these mutations from these fucking crazy vaccines, you and I are gonna be on the same team.
Yeah. And the people are like, well, I got both. And I'm like, stupid.
That's what you need. You need the immunity from both.
We all fight each other, but then we band together to fight the Johnson and Johnsons.
That's what I mean.
Get out of my neighborhood, Johnson and Johnson.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's always gang warfare. It's always, right?
Can I ask you being an artist, this is my question to most artists, is like, how you love doing something, and I always feel like when I write music, I'm never really finished. So when that point do you feel that I'm finished, and 2, does it feel bad to get rid of it or sell it, knowing that you love the piece?
Sometimes I've been so lucky that like with this hustle, I don't have the same relationship with something that was say like maybe like a painting that I put like too many, so many hours into, but I do like put things that I have painted on the earrings, but it's just kind of like a start to finish thought with like a design for jewelry. You know what I mean? Like it'll be like, I have this vision. This is what I want to do to like amplify it. And then it's done. You know what I mean? But there's still a lot that goes into every single piece that's on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a lot of pieces too.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of steps and a lot of work. So it's hard not to have some sort of emotional attachment to it,
And is there something like either you've commissioned or something that you felt so strongly about that I'm going to make this, but oh my God, this is going to like be at least like a fucking $300 piece kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That just reminds me of the feeling and like the whole reason of why I'm an artist. It's like, there's nothing that like gets me off more than like creating something that like impresses me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that moment of like, dude, I'm the fucking shit. You know what I mean?
It's very therapeutic in a way. It's like, oh, hell yeah.
It's like the greatest affirmission.
I tried to tell all of you guys. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
So when you said the thing where like you're an artist and you're never finished with it, but you have to just kind of cut yourself off. So I saw I totally feel you on that, because like I there was a while I was doing videos and like you can just really overdo everything. Like you can really go crazy. And I saw the craziest YouTube video the other day. Rick Rubin. They were interviewing Rick Rubin. You know who Rick Rubin is? And he was talking about when they did the first System of a Down record Toxicity, and they did what's that song? Shit, I can't think of it. Anyway,
in my self-righteous suicide.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
What's the so anyway?
Wake up,
Chop Suey.
Chop Suey. Yeah. So there was a Serge brought in like his lyrics, and there was a part missing. And Rick Rubin's like, well, what goes here? And he goes, I don't know. I haven't written it yet. And he's like, I don't know what to put there. And do you know the story?
Yeah. I saw that
and Rick Rubin goes, go get one of the books off the shelf, turn to a page, and the first line that's in the book, those will be the lyrics. And that's what they did. And that's what they did.
And it might even be that in my self-righteous suicide line. Which one is it?
It's a Father.
Yeah.
Why have you forsaken me?
In your
eyes.
And oh my God, thank you so much, because I am like, I am one not to get deep into lyrics.
That's crazy.
That's
well not.
dope.
But no, I'm talking about that's crazy. That's the lyrics are from a book, and he just pulled it off the shelf, and
well, because artists they put so much pressure on themselves to be just like the fucking master of their creation, and
or
like you forget,
or to like
your resources.
Just like I have. This has to mean something.
And I
so
be humble,
profound.
phone a friend.
See,
like.
And I blame Bob Dylan for that, because everybody's like, oh, it's like, he was the guy that was like, lyrics are so in depth and they have to mean it. He had a guy, Bob Dylan had a guy that would dig in his trash, because the guy was trying to find the meaning to what he was saying. He thought he was some conduit to like, God or something. And the guy would dig in his trash, and Bob Dylan got in a fight with the guy because the guy wouldn't stop digging in his trash.
Wow.
And like John Lennon was like, when he talked about it, I was like, dude, maybe I had a good shit that day. That's what it's about, like.
But it's inspiration.
Not everything has to be that profound.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's not that deep. That's one of my new sayings.
Right.
I see it on TikTok. It's not that deep.
Right.
Well, especially as a writer, like you really have to throw a lot of shit out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like being like a model or photographer. Like
speaking
out of all the shots you take, how many of them are actually going to be good?
Right. Well, and the thing too, I mean, I've been doing this a long damn time. And what I think is going to be great, and what really turns out like never happens, but then it'll be something that's like a one-off stupid little thing, blows up, and you're like, that's what people like.
And you never know when they're going to come. You never know when they're going to come. Like Kayla and I just had like one of our greatest inventions and greatest ideas ever, and like all the cool shit I've ever made over all these fucking years. Nothing even like stands next to the fucking safety meeting earrings by Two Stoned Betties.
Okay.
Like we were looking for a fucking lighter in the studio, and we couldn't find one to save our lives. And then it was like, why haven't we put lighters on earrings? And then it was like, dude, I have roach clips at my house. And then it was like, bro, what if we did a pack of papers? And so now we sell the safety meetings by Two Stoned Betties, and they're a full pack of orange papers, and there's a roach clip hanging from it, and then a working Bic lighter and a roach clip hanging from it. And they are so aesthetically pleasing, and they are so boss babe level up on so many levels.
Do you sell a bunch of those?
I do sell a bunch of them, and everybody that buys them is just kind of like, yo, these earrings, because like you walk into a room, somebody sees what you're wearing, you know what I mean, you're gonna get attention right away. And somebody needs a light on the freaking patio, and you pull it off of your ear. Like that's a real cool fucking way to feel, like.
And what with like there's like little compartments for women to actually put shit in.
It's functional fashion.
Exactly.
Like there's Velcro on the ends of the papers so that they can open and close them without like just having floppy papers hanging on their earrings.
And not taking your purse anywhere. Anything. Just like it's all on your earrings.
Oh well, and that came up this week. Like I got my booster Saturday, but my girlfriend was like, get it on Friday, because she was a little sick, and she's like, that way we can be sick together. And then she's like, go to Walgreens.
That's so romantic.
She goes, go to Walgreens and get it. Just walk in. And I did. And then like they're like, do you have your vaccination card? I'm like, oh, I don't. And then I tell her, I'm like, yeah, I couldn't get it because I didn't have my vaccination card. And she goes, oh, yeah, I guess you don't have a purse. And I was like, no, I don't have a purse. And that makes sense. I'll say this about your guys' brand. You guys are probably one of the most Albuquerque brands there is, because like you are like the culture of Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. We kind of do embody something.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
Like if you guys went to like fucking I don't know, Cincinnati Ohio, they'd be like, I mean, some of your stuff would probably sell, but a lot of it that people would be like, I don't understand what this is.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
well,
it.
and it's a very like specific niche too, because like we're
like,
90s kids.
yeah,
so like a lot of the things that we're making
Yeah.
that are really cool that do have like these weird cult followings are like just the shit we grew up watching, the things, you know what I mean?
But
we do a lot of that.
People of our age have money though.
Right.
So that's
right.
good. I mean, let's just say it. We do. And like nostalgia is fucking king.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It's, you know, like there's times I walk by your thing and I've looked at it and I was like, damn, I wish I wore earrings.
Yeah, so many dudes. I've had guys buy earrings just to put on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna add this to my collection. You know what I mean?
I have an ear pierced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to keep, because we always lose stuff, or like as a stoner, like there's always the one offer. Like we're like, Sara, how come there's 7? Because I'm a stoner, dude. Like, I'm sorry I made one too many. So then like for a little while we started making them. We're just like this little group of one offers on our $15 rack. Like if you just want one, you just get one.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I only got the one ear pierced.
Yeah. Do you remember like growing up, everybody was like, you have to have the specific ear piercing?
Yeah, because if not, you were a gay man. Yeah.
I don't even know which one it was.
I feel like it was the right ear. If you had it right ear, you were gay or something.
I had my left ear pierced 4 times. I never had my right. Yeah, so I think it was that. Yeah. So I had 2 at the top, 3 at the bottom.
What is this? I had no idea.
You were basically goth. Just kidding.
Well, and then it's funny because like I didn't have any tattoos. And then now I have like 3 tattoos, so it's like maybe it's time to get the ear pierced again.
How old were you? Like
early 20s.
Okay, I had 6 months old.
I had my ear pierced
at Claire's.
Well, no, I had my ear pierced 5 times, and then I had my tongue pierced.
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
What?
It was the 90s.
God,
just
cut my life into pieces.
Papa Roach was on
this
TV.
This is my last resort. Oh my God, Chris. This is. Oh wow! It was. The thing is, it was the 90s.
Yeah.
Like I still have my like Taz in Bugs Bunny
in the crisscross outfit.
Yeah, and back to back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't really say anything. I had this.
Okay, so like your aesthetic is basically been like kind of like Burkenu, but not like super campy in a way that like you don't have like Betty Boop with like 2 like Glock 19s earrings,
right? Yeah,
or like Marilyn Monroe with the blue bandana and then like tats on her arms and 2 guns.
I mean, you could go that route and still actually be profitable.
Have you?
Yeah, we could, and we do that stuff. Like I have like a big old pair of like excuse me.
Yeah.
Brass knuckle earrings.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Like real ones, or just like that would be heavy.
Sorry, I inhaled something earlier.
That's what you can get from the flea market too. It's like you know, it's like you walk in another like department. It's like, oh yeah, look at this, like brass knuckles.
Brass knuckle knife.
Well, they're pretty big. The pair I make are pretty big. Like they'll fit like on the like very edge of the fingers, and so they're funny. But they're a lot, you know.
Yeah.
They're like a statement, you know.
Oh,
like, my friend Ebony says, "I'm afraid of myself when I wear those earrings."
Oh. and
we do kind of do campy stuff like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like
that's
like, we do sell like
she's all, I'm afraid of myself, nah.
You know, like for me specifically, like you know, like I grew up a Chicana. You know what I mean? So that part of my culture, you know, like I was a Chola back in the day. Do you know what I mean? Like all of those things, really lead into like what we do and like how we create the nostalgia and that very burke aesthetic.
Did you go to
I don't necessarily think that's like we're like so kind of like everywhere. Like there's like nothing we won't make an earring out of. Right. There's no aesthetic that I won't.
Did you guys go to the parade yesterday?
I didn't make it to the parade.
I didn't either. Well, it wasn't a parade. I didn't even
find out that it was happening until like the day before. We used to be really involved in the Day of the Dead parade. Like I was so like devastated when they you know, couldn't do it anymore.
Well, they actually, from what I understand, it wasn't an actual parade.
Yesterday, it was more of like a celebration.
Yeah, people like walked it.
Oh, okay.
There was no floats or anything.
Oh, yeah.
And like I used to go, and like I don't know if I went the last year. So from what I understand, the last year, 2018, that they did it, they had 17,000 people.
Well, yeah, it's like I saw it. Like I was involved with that parade probably I think 5 years in a row, and like just seeing like the way
it blew up.
It blew up, and it really did become this thing that was being put on by like a small nonprofit organization or whatever. And it really was this thing that probably should have been being put on by the city of Albuquerque, to be quite honest, because that was the demand that it was having. And so they're doing the celebration at the West Side Community Center. The plumbing is bad there. There's not enough porta potties. There's not enough space. There's not enough like security police presence. But I was really upset with that because I really felt like, well, come on, like on the civic level, why aren't we being supported with this big, huge thing that's making these draws of people that are coming in, supporting money into the art economy?
I mean, let's be honest, the mayor can't show up and take a bunch of pictures because white guy with blonde hair looks kind of bad. I guess maybe that's it, but I really don't think so. Like, I feel you wouldn't believe, like, I mean, like that specifically the Marigold Parade was inundated with like a lot of white people. Like, and honestly, like, I don't know. I don't really think that Albuquerque is the kind of city that would have shunned Mayor Keller if he went to the Day of the Dead parade, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't. So what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying.
He likes the photo op. I've said it on the show a lot. He likes the photo op. I voted for him, but that's literally because the other two people were just as bad as you could get.
I mostly like the guy. You know, like
there was a night. There was a night.
I feel about the metal mayor. I mostly like the metal.
There was a night I walked into Founders and you did not like that guy.
I think it was probably during COVID, and it was probably because it was something else. We don't have to go there, do we? Should we?
It was about when they closed off Central for the cruising.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that was messed up. Well, and that's like I think all of my gripes with him or the administration or whatever it is. The whole platform with the, like really trying to say that like arts in Albuquerque and culture in Albuquerque and all of that. I think the One Albuquerque slogan is awesome and great. But if you're going to say that, mean that. And that means not shutting down, the cruising. And I would also be very upset. And another gripe on that same vein that I have to share is the issue with the Albuquerque Art Walk. And like the city, the organization should have complete support from the city to shut down those streets
for sure
from whatever time to whatever time, because they're shutting them down at 8 anyways. And they're shutting them down at 8 anyways on a Friday night. So give us that 4 one Friday out of the month so that the arts economy can grow and flourish and become this huge thing that maybe the One Albuquerque platform says that they want it to be.
And pay people to come and clean up during it. Don't wait till the next day. Clean, like at the state fair, they're always cleaning up.
That's what I mean. Like we talked about that. Like, do we have to start our own task force to like clean it up after? But all of these things, I feel like they, like if you're gonna say you're that kind of mayor or whatever, like those are the things, because I am the art economy. I am that economy.
Everything you say, everything you say, I've been saying.
You know what's gonna happen right now is like the people in legislation. It's like, who is this girl on tendering minimum?
Jesus Christ, this Betty talking all this
facts.
Dude, I spit the same
it would
things.
not be the first time that my phone.
I say this all the time.
I mean, that my mouth got me in trouble.
The city promotes the Art Walk, and they're all about it until like the trash needs to be picked up, and then they're like, "Well, we'll do it the next day." You know what? The growers market. They put that growers market on. They at the end of the day. At like 4:00 in the afternoon, you don't know that growers market was there.
Like, pay me.
Boom.
I'll do it.
Right, exactly. Because like they're picking up their slack.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And like the next day after Art Walk, I'm driving by and the trash cans are just overflowing. The trash is just blowing down the street. And then someone's like, "Well, you got to give them time." I'm like, "No, I don't."
Well, and this is the thing that people spoke for themselves when it comes to the Albuquerque Art Walk. Like the numbers that were showing up, the way that was growing. And I think that the momentum got stopped a lot when they stopped shutting down those streets for us. I don't even do it anymore.
I'm with you.
Like I just don't think it's safe. I don't like the way that it's being, I don't know, like it is what it is. But I feel like there was a miss somewhere between the communication between the city and that organization that failed me.
Yeah.
And failed a lot of other people that have been really building this movement of art and economy in our city.
And okay, first of all, let's go back to them shutting it off on Sundays for the cruise. The simple fact that they did it the day after they debuted the lowrider police car.
That's why I was mad at Founders. Like that was what we were talking about. I was like, you have the audacity to make a cop car that's a lowrider cop car and then like shut down the cruise on Sunday.
Yeah. What? The next day, I walk in.
And that's when we were doing Barrio Soul Sundays. Yeah. Like shout out to Mr. Marvel and all Chola, because like that really was a movement that summer, man. Like we were there every Sunday and it was cool shit. It was lowrider oldies blasting it inside out, and the lowriders were cruising and the artists were set up and it was beautiful. it was getting bigger, and then they're like, oh, just kidding, you can't do this
Yep.
anymore. This thing you've been doing forever.
We're going to appeal to the lowrider culture by building a police car with the taxpayer. And the next day we're going to shut it all down. And I walk into Founders, and she like fucking erupts.
And you already know if I'm at Founders, like
She's all, Chris,
feeling real loose.
It was
Yeah.
she's all, they shut us down.
It was like me at
Shut us
Bert's that night. She's
Yeah.
like hold her back. Somebody get her. Fuck you.
Yeah, but like, I forgot what I was going to say about the rest of it. But that was the funniest thing to me. But it wasn't funny. It was like it was this thing where they constantly like the city tries like, oh, that's what I was trying to say. So the city constantly talks about like, oh, we're revitalizing downtown and we want downtown to be the hub of art and culture, and then they constantly contradict themselves with like shutting down.
Yeah,
they don't shut down the streets during Art Walk. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, back to what you do. So you talked to me about, you have a new project, is that right?
No, there's just like a lot of different like exciting things on the horizon.
Okay.
And I don't want to, I thought I was going to be able to come here and really talk about it, but like a lot of the things have not been finalized. So like, but I will just say that like something exciting, like you guys have sponsorship, like something exciting that happened to me last week was like, I was approached with that same kind of thing. Like, we want to sponsor you. We want to talk about like cross branding.
Two Stoned Betties
things.
Brought to you by Marble Red.
Exactly. Like
Marble
something
Red.
like where I can like be representing them, and you know what I mean? Like that kind of relationship. And that's really exciting for me because it's something that like was part of this vision from the beginning. Like, it's going to sound really, really kooky, but like this whole success of this whole Two Stoned Betties thing, like from the day it was like thought up, I really thought of a lot of things, you know, like the possibilities of what could come from this brand, what I wanted to do with it, how this could be this thing that like made me a working artist, how popular we could be in Albuquerque, how this kind of brand could get like thrown out to the rest of the world. And like, I feel like it's been progressing at a very, very steady pace. You know what I mean? All the way to like, okay, that happened last week. You know, like somebody, now we're recreational and now this dispensary, like I'm getting called up for that. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about branding your stuff with our stuff. Let's talk about, you know what I mean? Or even just like, you know, with our measly 5,000 Instagram followers being paid to promote their products. Do you know what I mean? It's a big deal for me as a working hustling artist and a fucking stoner from the 90s. Like my 15-year-old self fucking lost her shit after that meeting. Like I might as well like jumped and like clicked my heels together. Like, it's real.
Did you know, but during the meeting where you're like, yeah, I'm here. What's going on?
Totally level-headed and collected. Like, sure, yeah, and these are the things I'm thinking about. And
well, let me think
I
about
would be open to that.
Let me mull this over. Let me
draw up a proposal and then I'll read it.
Let me take this. My people will mull it over. And we'll get back to you.
Meanwhile, it's like
in the parking lot,
real work for weed is like in the back of my head. I'm like, I'm a funded stoner. I'm a funded stoner. You know what I mean?
Well, it is funny because like when people come up to your booth, you have a sign that says "Sorry, we're high." Yeah. We actually got that at in Santa Fe at a market years ago. Like Wait a
when
minute.
We first started.
Wait a minute. People in Santa Fe smoke weed?
Well, it's oh God, I want to say it's like dang it, I should know the name of the company, like Press Light or something. I don't know, but it was like a local New Mexican vendor, and we got that sign there. Like, because I was just like, that's just me and like my merchandising and like how I want to set things. I'm like, this is for our shop, you know what I mean? But then it got like really, really popular where it was like people wanted to buy the sign. We want to buy the sign, and like, oh well, the Brotique carries them. You can go get them over there or whatever.
There's a place called the Brotique.
You don't know about the Brotique, bro?
I don't.
Oh my God, Chris! It's 2022.
Jesus Christ, Brotique's like a thing.
I don't know what that
Green
is.
jeans. You know, green jeans.
Oh yeah. Oh.
The Brotique is like the kind of New Mexico niche store.
I haven't been in there. I do know what you're talking about.
Well, anyways, they were carrying those signs. Whole point is like it's gotten to the point where we had like actually had bought them wholesale from that guy, and then now we sell that sign too. So we're able to like sell the sign. Nice. But I made a sticker that says "Not sorry." Yeah, and you have the option. It can either say "Sorry, we're high" or "Sorry, not sorry, we're high."
I do like the how you've taken this kind of like booth centric kind of approach to your business. What's the online presence like?
Yeah.
So I have a website.
I've ordered from it.
The website's okay. Like, I built it myself. I do everything. Like, I moderate it. I do, all these things. And it's not like exactly what I want it to be. But the hard thing for me is because I am a pop-up vendor in Albuquerque that is very popular. And so when I go out on the weekends, I really am liquidating a lot of like my inventory, and I'm a craft maker. So everything that I sell, I make, you know what I mean? Like it's all handmade, and it's like very tedious work. And like I was telling my friend the other night, I was like, dude, I'm really proud of myself because like I've been supporting myself for like 5 years, you know, like I live a decent lifestyle, you know what I mean? Like I take trips, I do things I want to do. My son is not wanting, I am not wanting, everything is great. It's something to be proud of, but like I would cringe to like tell people what I made hourly. Do you know what I mean? Because like the hours that I work are just ridiculous. Like I live, eat, breathe, and sleep this shit. But it's nice to be able to do it in the comfort of my own home.
But you're the boss.
And I wrote smoking weed into my fucking job description, and you know what I mean? And I am my own boss. Like there's been people that like come to the booth and they've asked me like, dude, does your boss know what you do on the weekends?
Don't tell him.
Like I'll never forget that moment. I was just like, actually, she does.
So, I'm sorry.
And
please,
like,
please.
really?
Like,
I'm like, I'm my boss, dude. Like, I'm her.
You're all
like somebody was basically like took a picture of you candidly. It's like she's kind of high. Come get your
We're
girl.
Gonna send it to her employer.
it's like that Chappelle show. I'm the manager, bro.
Exactly. that was my moment. That was my moment where I was like, oh, I'm her. Like, this is what you do for a living?
Oh my
like,
God.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty cool.
They clutch their pearls. So, oh my God.
And also, can I ask, so you've made a bunch of jewelry, but is there like a line? Because I think I've bought PBR earrings. Chris has bought PBR. What's your most popular I guess line of
it changes because like we evolve and I evolve, and like the things that come out of the table evolve like all the time. Like that's what makes the online thing kind of hard for me. It's because like I want to have like an online inventory that's always there, but like I'm also really living true to myself, my authentic self. So I'm not making anything I don't feel like making this week. You know what I mean? Like, so the things that come out, and it's also like, it depends on what's happening in the world, you know, like so I'll make certain earrings depending on what's happening in the world. Like we did toilet paper earrings during the toilet paper crisis.
Wow.
Okay.
You know,
it's good to stay relevant, right?
But I make
you're
design.
Gonna do the Hezbollah earrings.
Yes, I'm going to do those for you specifically.
What about
hang on your wall?
What about the 10 drink minimum?
We can do 10 drink minimum earrings for sure.
I want to.
We should do like a promo thing. I can make you guys belt buckles. We can do a promo thing and like, I don't know, raise some money for ourselves or something or whatever. And do like a raffle with 10 drink merch stuff. By
we should do that. Smiley, what would you wear?
That's you already said it, man. The belt buckle. I've been asking.
We've also been known to make some pretty cool bolo ties.
Ooh.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
I don't know if I'd ever wear that. I don't know.
I got to make bolo ties for the New Mexico legislature.
Oh gosh.
Just like, this was so cool, right? Like Two Stoned Betties and like all these like fucking like representatives are wearing like the jewelry that I made. It's pretty fucking
You're all
rad.
drugs.
Drugs. Make sure they get the business card.
God, I'm so fucking excited that tomorrow is the fucking last day. Dude, have you guys been getting the text messages today and yesterday?
All of them.
You know what upsets me is the junk mail.
Yeah.
Where we are in like the evolution of us fucking up this planet.
Yeah.
And these politicians are still allowed to send these fucking like flyers just dissing on each other and
it's
stuffing our mailboxes with trash.
And nobody reads them.
No. That's what I mean.
Nobody.
So somebody like
hold on. Wait.
I'm one of the few people that still does this. I
knew it. I knew it.
I watch television, right? I watch actual broadcast television. Regular commercials have just disappeared. There is no regular commercials anymore. Like what I would give to just be like a Sonic commercial pops up.
Oh no,
those two goofy Sonic dudes.
I've got you beat. And I told Billy.
Campaign ads.
I told Billy this story. Like so at my work, our VPN goes through different parts of the country. So my YouTube gets the political ads from those parts of the country. So it's not even from here. It's like blah, blah, blah has missed 4 out of 5 votes, blah, blah, blah. He never shows up for work. And I'm like, all, wow, what a piece of shit that guy is. Right?
Meanwhile, New Mexico's like Mark Ronchetti fucks dogs.
Eats dog.
Meanwhile, in New Mexico, like
okay,
I heard this about him too. Like appalling.
There's stickers. There are stickers.
I see them in the toilet all the time.
Mark Ronchetti.
There's definitely one in the girls' restroom at the launch pad.
My favorite shit is like a friend of mine who I went to college with. She like knows all these people that live in New Mexico, and she like posts a thing and she goes, I don't know who this guy is. What's going on? And I was like, he was a local weatherman, and he's running for governor, and everyone hates him.
This is after his failed Senate run.
Yeah,
I can't believe it. Like,
and like
audacity.
We're all again.
And for people who don't live here, this is a New Mexican thing. We're like, we're not even gonna like save the bad things he's done. We're just gonna say he eats dog cum, like, and we're gonna make stickers and we're gonna put them up like that. They're all over the place.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then they got real Burka specific and started saying things that were like very hurtful and hilarious.
I'm like, nasty.
That was some funny shit for about 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
And then it got a little annoying.
And then
it did. It got old quick.
I think things get old quick now online, don't they?
But it's really funny though. Now we have like New Mexico specific memes, and I feel bad for all these people outside of New Mexico because they're like, I don't really get that, and I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you don't. But one of my favorites, like Billy made a meme that went viral, and it was the Lion King.
Oh, with the Rio Rancho thing?
Yes,
that was you?
I made that.
Shut
There's
up.
Billy over here.
That one is good, dude.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I made it, and the thing is, I like, don't look at me. At the time, like when I was on the show in Tender I was like, I didn't want people to see my face. Like, don't.
Yeah.
So when I made that meme, I was like,
Yeah.
Chris, can you post it?
He made me post it,
Oh,
and then it went
wow.
viral.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's weird because like I've gone viral multiple times in just the weirdest ways. That was one of them.
And the thing is, Chris, you went viral because I made that video of you.
Yep.
It's like I knew the idea.
The one I did though recently though.
Take that credit, Billy.
No, it's fine. And he can. So he made that picture. He made the video of me like doing like recently on Instagram. I have like 1.3 million views on a video of me playing video games. But then the other one was Cecilia. When I lived next door to Cecilia's, during the pandemic, she was outside. She pulled up a trailer and she just started making burritos outside. So I went outside and I took a picture and I was like, Cecilia's making burritos outside. And it went so viral. The news took it and put it on their website. And I got shared like on Facebook, not likes. I got shared like 200 and something times. I was like, holy fuck. Like, it's so weird. But like, it's the shit you never think of. I'm just like, hey guys, Cecilia's out here making burritos.
Yeah, you just have to have like you have to have the instinct to like grab your camera when you need to grab it. Like there's so many things that happen like in my life and like just the crazy shit that we deal with and like the things that happen in Two Stoned Betties events and just like vending. It was just like, damn it, if only there was just like somebody with a camera just like right there every time. I swear. Like
the Instagram thing, I'm like playing a video game that I've played millions of times, and I did this thing that I had trouble doing, and Billy filmed it. And I don't think you thought like there's neither one of us was like,
no, it was basically like you told me that I've never been able to do this.
Yeah.
Well, I better capture it.
No, but you've seen me try it. Like we lived in together 7.5 years at the last place, and I tried it many times, and then finally I did it. But the whole thing is he's filming it, and the dog is barking in the background, and I posted on Instagram, and neither one of us thought it would be a thing. And then like 1.3 million later, like I'm like, why do people give a fuck about this?
But there's also like those people who are like, not only was like that's kind of cool, but no, it's basically the haters.
Oh yeah, and I love that. I love that.
And it was one of those things where like, this is fucking the easiest shit I've ever done in my life.
My 4-year-old brother. My favorite part is they'd be like,
I did this when I was 4 years old.
No. My 4-year-old brother can do that, and then I'll pop in. I'll be all, damn, he's good. and the people will be like, oh, sorry, man, I didn't mean to like diss you like that. And it was really funny because like I've always like doing this like show. I was always like, man, if someone like comes out and just says mean things to me, I'm gonna be upset probably. And I've realized I actually thoroughly like I don't want you to come out and say mean things about me, people out there, but like I don't enjoy it in the fact that like I want people to see me, but like I'll go on that and I'll read the comments and I'm just like I'll laugh. I think they're funny. And people are like, do you see what people are saying?
I mean, aren't we there just for entertainment to begin with? So you kind of like give permission. You know what I mean? Like, don't act all peepee-hurted. You came here on purpose, dude. Like, you came here on purpose, dude. Like,
and like, I wanted, like, there's one dude he's all, that's so easy to do. And I wrote underneath, get 1.3 million views. Wasn't very easy at all. I'm like,
you're all really? How long did it take you?
woo. You know, I got your money.
Two Stoned Betties made it to the top 5 for best accessories in Albuquerque again on Albuquerque Magazine.
First of all, why are you not the number one?
Because I don't really promote it. That's what's so impressive about even being like in the top 5, which I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying that because I don't
No.
No.
I'm gonna tell you right now, what you just said is very important. Because like you said, I didn't promote it and then we got in the top 5.
That's what I mean. Like that's why it's always amazing because it's just like I think this one time this year I said, hey, voting's open for Albuquerque the magazine. Don't forget to vote for Two Stoned Betties, and that's it. That's all I've done. And like a lot of these other businesses, whatever realm they're in, like they really push like don't forget to vote for us. Don't forget to vote for us. Please make you vote for us. And so that's why when I've been like the past 2 years I've made top 5, I'm just like fuck yeah, dude. Like, and I don't even have a brick and mortar. And that's what also makes it fucking cool. It's like I'm the only pop-up shop that's been in that fucking category.
I'm going to tease this for a second hour because we're going to get more into that. Because like what she's saying is actually really important because those people are cheating and you're still up there with them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't ask people to do it. That's what I mean by like
you know what I'm saying.
But the relevance of this thing that I do and this thing that these earrings and like, I was joking earlier, like it's a cult or it's a club, but it really is like, and I can't go to a lot of places and people don't know who I am. Like my friend Johnny was going to a dance rehearsal in Rio Rancho. He just got in from Ohio that day, goes to a thing in Rio Rancho, is at the dance studio with people from Arizona. So they weren't even from here. And they're like, where are you going from here? And he's like, oh, I'm going to go meet my girl, Sara. She's got a gig. And they're like, oh, what does she do? And it's like, oh, well, she's Two Stoned Betties. And they're like, we love Two Stoned Betties, right? And then right after the gig, we go eat dinner at Waffle House. And our server was like, are you one of those Betty girls? You know what I mean? So it's this thing that's like it's just cool, because it's just like cool to just think that like my whole life, all I was ever supposed to be was an artist. And nobody ever tells you can do that for a living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I didn't even really like get into this until I was in my 30s. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's just like so fucking cool to like think that like, this is what I do for a living and people actually know who I am and what I do. Real quick,
we're going to take a break here in a little bit. Tell people who don't live in New Mexico, where can they go to buy your stuff?
It's just twostonedbetties.com, spelled out TWO, stoned as in stoners, Betties as in the multiple. So it's IES, twostonedbetties.com.
Go buy shitloads of stuff. and then is there a comment section?
Like with my website?
Yeah, like if someone buys something, can they like put a comment?
I think you can like review us. I'm not sure.
Just say, hey, I bought this stuff because I heard it on 10 Drink Minimum and I want it.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. You can even hit me in the back channel and say you heard something on 10 Drink and I'll give you a coupon. I'll give you a coupon if you say you listened to this today.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like what's going to happen is that you're going to be flooded. It's like, I can't make all this shit.
I hope so.
I can't make all this shit.
I can make all this shit.
I'll come back on later all freaking like strung out and homeless. Like I gave up, guys. I just couldn't. Okay. It's all your fault.
Okay. Question. Could you make or should you make Mark Ronchetti meme earrings?
Oh God, I should have already done that. Actually, I think I failed at this point. Like those should have came out 2 weeks ago. Oh, where were you?
I don't know. That would have been.
Where was I?
That would have been amazing.
I think the people would probably still buy them.
But if you live in Albuquerque, so where would people find you normally? Now that the Growers Market,
we're usually downtown Growers Market, as well as rail yards. But thing is, it's holiday season. Like I have gigs every weekend.
Are you guys going to be at the rail yards for the holiday market?
We will be at the rail yards holiday market. We will be at the Humble holiday market. We will be doing a lot of fun things with like our burlesque friends. Oh. I'm getting ready to help host Unicorn Burlesque, which is really cool. This is my first time like really putting myself out there in the burlesque scene that I've been involved in for very many years. And I'm excited about getting up and emceeing again. Nice. I used to do a show called Tourette's Without Regrets here in Albuquerque, and it was like a variety show that was very risque and crazy. And it was a spinoff from this thing that was happening up in Oakland. And I miss those days. Like I used to have like an alias. I used to dress up like a big, huge pink taco, and my name was Princess Pink. And I fucking like, it was so much fun. And so I'm excited to like get back on stage and let MC capacity through burlesque. and start doing like more comedy and stuff. Like I really want to start like getting more into like comedy and actually writing jokes and doing that kind of thing. So I think that that's exciting. That's happening for us, and that's happening December 10th, and we will be vending that as well.
Okay.
The best thing to do really is to just like get online and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and then we're going to be somewhere every weekend until the end of the year.
So cool.
So there's so many fun things happening for holiday.
Billy, what do you got going on?
Nothing really.
Yeah, you do. You're gonna do Tom Waits for Christmas.
Oh man,
Huh?
That's right. Okay, yeah. So I've been gone for a few years, and this is my first Tom Waits for Christmas back. And the thing is, Chris talked about this, and the show. It's a variety show, and it's
actually about a character named Tom who's waiting for Christmas.
Yeah, so it's Tom, like Barney, who is a guy named Tom, and he's waiting for Christmas, and that could be like anything. Like, okay, we're a variety show. It could be like freaking like what's the fucking variety show? Like
Laughing? No, that's not a variety show. Yeah, you know what a variety show is.
Yeah, variety show. Like
but you always do a Tom Waits song.
But I always do Tom Waits songs.
That's what I thought that was supposed to be.
No.
I had a friend who is a huge Tom Waits fan, and he went thinking it was going to be like Tom Waits covers or like something like that.
With Billy being gone, someone did do some Tom Waits songs.
I thought that's what it was supposed to be. You're either supposed to be like singing in the like tone of Tom Waits, or you know, like the style, or you're supposed to be covering him.
You're all
so this guy was mad disappointed when he got there, and it was just like this shit show variety show. And no offense, Barney, I know it's a great show, but it was just like that was like he was just like, this isn't fucking Tom Waits. Like so mad.
Was this the last like 2 or 3 years that your friend went?
Yeah.
So anyway, if he went when I was there, he's like, yes.
I swear
Thank
to God,
you.
There was one guy that did Tom Waits the last time.
I swear, ever since I heard of it, I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, but that's on Barney. I blame Barney.
No, but I feel like that adds to like the awesomeness of the show. And this is like knowing that you're fucking disappointing people. Like when you get there, I don't know. Like it's funny.
And so like I am pretty much the years I've been doing this show, I am one of like a small community of people is like, I'm just gonna do Tom Waits songs.
These shoes.
Come on up to the house.
Come on up. Just gravelly.
Well, it's not my home. I'm just a passing.
Billy's just like chugging whiskey, and I'm like, what all week? And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like
chugging whiskey and drinking rocks.
He's like, just getting ready for the Tom Waits show. These shoes. Smiley, what do you got going on?
I don't really have anything going on.
You lost. You lost. You're a loser.
That's correct. The Face of Horror competition.
The fans failed you of the show.
Oh, were you going out for that?
Yeah, he did really well.
Really?
I finished second in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 minutes, I should have made it in. I was like, oh, it's in the bag, and I went back. To work.
Someone went.
You got overconfident, dude.
And
no, it's like somebody.
It was like the last 2 minutes. Someone like out just went.
Somebody spent like $1,000 or some shit.
I was going off of fan votes.
Yeah, you were being fair.
Yeah.
So someone cheated. Someone bought the votes.
But again, that's why we got to talk about the Albuquerque the Magazine thing.
They cheat. The cheaters.
The cheaters. I have one thing going on coming up on the 26th of November after Thanksgiving. There's a benefit for CLN kids. It is a blacklight party at Launchpad where I will be emceeing the show.
Yeah.
And it'll be Willa J, Deaf Eye, Slums of Harvard, and the Red Light Cameras.
Can you get an autograph of Deaf Eye for me?
Yeah.
Which also means
have you never met him?
He's from Kirtland. I, of course, I've met him.
I was like, here's a sticker. Here's a sticker for you.
But I never see him. Like I guess I don't go to shows enough. But I'm like, I love.
Honestly, I don't think he's been playing out. I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
He tours a lot.
Yeah.
That same show, Two Stoned Betties, will be popped up there too. Because we do. Well, typically we do merch for Red Light Cameras.
Will Hasbula be there?
Oh my gosh!
Maybe I'll debut the earrings at that show.
Oh my gosh!
Maybe we'll donate some Hasbula earrings to the little niños.
Should I come? Like, how much do you think would you pay for Hasbula to like appear at your party?
A lot.
$45,000. I bet is the minimum.
Because he has to fly from Russia. It's a long way.
That's what I want. I want people to pay me $45,000 to appear at their party. Like that's the next step in the evolution. When people start paying Two Stoned Betties to go to the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I'm almost there, guys. Like when I get there, that's when I'll be like feeling like popping champagne.
So
and shit.
there's been like in our so we've had like different like milestones in our career, and one of them, this kid was like, I'm a big fan. Will you guys come to my college graduation? And it was I can't remember what it was. And I was like, are you gonna pay for our tickets or what? And he's like, no, I just thought maybe you guys would fly here. I'm like, hell no. I don't fucking know.
Just get asked, that's kind of like,
it's nice to be asked.
That's flattering.
It's flattering. He wanted us to come to his graduation party, which I would
like in another state.
Oh God, it was like it was in like Iowa or Ohio or somewhere, and I'm like,
you should have started a GoFundMe.
We should have.
I would have paid like now
I would do it.
Now I would be like, just I got it. Let's just
we'll
go.
Just go.
Fuck it, guys, we're going. You always
it.
need somebody on your team that's gonna be like, fuck it, guys, let's go. I got it. And then, I got it.
The whole time it would be just very awkward though. He'd be like, yeah, these are my guys from my favorite podcast, and everybody would be like,
right.
Cool.
All different colored dudes from New Mexico.
and then they'd be like, do you guys beer bong? And be all, give me the goddamn thing. This shit's about to happen, boys.
And you look at me, it's like, Chris, I'm done.
I'm done. No, I'll handle that shit. I don't care.
Don't you get it?
Don't you get it?
That shit up. I give up.
Here's my badge. Here's my gun. I'm done. Don't you get it?
So you're gonna be familiar with what we call the Holly wavy hour?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he told me about the wavy hour. Something about the wavy hour.
Well, let's get there because I gotta pee.
Okay, totally.
So all right. So we're gonna be back here in a little while. Thank you, Sada, for being on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Sarah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in and supporting 10 Drink Minimum.
And she's gonna be back with the wavy hour when we get.
Are you gonna be back for the wavy
I'll be
hour?
back for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get done quick though. Smiley, we gotta get done at 7. Smiley's got to go to Santa Fe today.
That's right.
I'm gonna go see Fantagram.
She's gotta go see Fantagram.
I think I'm going to the same place, but I'm going up to see Milk Banana tonight. Show.
What?
Yeah.
Everyone knows this, but I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't either. I was just pretending.
Oh my God, one of my formative bands.
All right. We'll talk. We'll talk about it.
I'll tell you all about Milk Banana when we get back.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes. With that, we are 10 Drink Minimum.
Supposed to live without you. Hear me out, the blame is on me. Me without you makes me cry. Strong. There's no use crying until you dust down. I'm speaking of wishes, boy, the days they could be better. Don't assume that I'm way high. The world's apart, and I want you to save a portion for us. What could be better? How do you do that? Take a play song, I'm back to mine, dream of starting. My baby's next to your skin. I chase it all. Was it me? Your face is my eyes. I've got time to mark at you and walk with you to the corner of Richmond. Your rocket's line to let go be. I came away strong. There was no use to crawl to your doorstep. I was speaking of wishes, there were days they could be better. Noticing light, I'm just way high. The world's about, and I wanted to save a portion for us. What could be better? How do you do that? Take a place song, I'm back to my dream of starting my days next to your skin. I'll chase it all. Hear that sound, it's the sound of you taking me back. What I see now, that look is flying. Back to sight, for us to ride. Come on, child, a slice of what we have. It's just the same, let's all render me a kind of ghosts floating in a maze of my demise. The path is set for a certain kind of time machine to take me to the dawn of when we met. Chase it all. Do you hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me back. Your eyes say no, that look is mine. The back set for that's alright. Okay. Come on, just a slice of what we have. First when the weather came to part was the clouds that cut the shine up bright. We're too high, the bow can't reach you. Like constant up until the world is small, until the voices are not heard at all. Above it all, the wings are see-through, but the world can't see you. The shade fade on the concrete pave, let's cover the earth white. It's hard despite the Arctic ice. Let's cover the earth Let your body close to mine. Turn your back to the bed, does it hurt? Let you cover both the eyes. All the whites will be gone anymore. Let your body close to mine. Turn your back to the bed, does it hurt? Let your body close to mine. All the whites will be gone anymore. God shot, feel free to fall. Tried and failed to achieve the goal. And only seconds to crown the great you. Did I expect when the wind was strong and the current made the ascended fun that I'm more than just a man? And pleased to meet you. The soil sinks as my love says. Let's cover the earth right. It's hard despite the sad quiet. Let's cover the earth right. It's hard despite the sad quiet. I'm thinking everyone I've loved, the ones I adore, they won't hurt anymore. I'm thinking that I wake up and home, but I can never be sure that there was ever a cure to my being. Singer of those songs, curious boy.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks.
Oh man, we're back. It is the Holly Ann / Wavy Hour. Billy is here.
The native Hezbollah, thank you.
The native Hezbollah. That would be pretty funny, right? You're a little too tall, I think. How tall is that person?
I'd say 3 feet.
Get
I mean, this table is
Alexa.
probably.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say Alexa. Oh shit, she heard me.
No, don't
Ask
use
Alexa
its
how
name.
tall Hezbollah is.
Hezbollah.
Hezbollah.
And is Hezbollah okay?
I'm sure he's more than okay.
Like, is he like? Does he have enough to retire on?
Who, Hezbollah?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Nate Santamaria says, "Sup fools."
Oh, that's
Hey,
right.
Nate Santamaria.
Fool.
I got something to promote for him.
Well, before we get there, let's talk about the Finnish long drink that is sponsoring our show.
It is a tasty beverage, indeed, a very tasty beverage. It's not every day you get a gin seltzer bubbly.
Do you like it?
I am very fond of it. I was actually gonna.
I saw you spitting it out outside, so I think you're lying.
I was actually gonna still like 3 in my jacket pocket. That's why I have my jacket on right now. Like, just before I leave, I'm just gonna.
You shouldn't even tell us. Just do it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like the most
I'm gonna
effective
brag
way.
about it and be like, I got these as a perk from the podcast I was
Take
on.
it. Take 3 if you want.
They're sponsored.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Because of Smiley. Smiley rules. Smiley got it. Yeah.
Go Smiley.
Let's give
it's
it.
your birthday.
I didn't
Go
get these
Smiley.
people. Smiley got these people.
So Smiley's one of my aliases as well. There was a period of time I
Hold
was
on.
rolling with.
That's not his alias. That's his name.
Oh, that's your real name.
I'm the only person on this show that uses his real name.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a
All these other
dick.
people over here,
all fake.
Well,
I would like
go your mom and dad. Good for them.
I would like
Naming
you to think
Smiley,
like
if that's how you got your real name. I don't know.
I would love to think of you as like that's my nickname. My name is Smiley.
Yeah, that's how mine was. I was Smiley. But
This is Spider. And,
yeah,
this is-
exactly.
this
There was a
Spook-
puppet in the crew, and a
Spooky.
Loca, Giggles, Smiley, Baby Joker.
Baby Joker. It kind of made me
That
mad.
was the whole crew. That was it.
It kind of made me mad when I found out the person who was behind the little homies was like a white dude.
What?
I was
Tell me that.
"Ah."
Is that really?
Yeah.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
ashamed that I didn't
Oh, yeah.
know that.
Yeah. There's like a YouTube
What?
documentary about the guy.
I thought he was a Chicano.
Nah. I mean, maybe like, or the guy okay, hold on. Let me
Who
reverse
made the
that.
artwork was probably a Chicano.
Yes,
And
probably.
then the guy who got rich off of it was
Yeah.
white.
So that looks pretty good.
So it
I get a
always
good
seemed to
idea.
go.
Yeah.
There's a great fucking Vice video
Mhm.
about like how he made his money off homies in like a vending
That's the
machines
one,
in,
yeah.
in LA.
Yeah.
And
That's the one I watched. Yeah.
And it's basically like it kind of died out like in
And it,
2000s.
yeah, and he just kept throwing money into it, and he lost. Yeah. Speaking of bad news,
Wait, what?
Billy, sorry for your loss. Aaron
gosh,
Carter.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I heard about this.
Billy used
I was-
to be a big Aaron Carter guy.
The thing is, like, I
Mhm.
wasn't a fan of his.
Music.
Well, nothing is that's not even that's not fair. I would say I was a fan of his persona, his essence, like because one, he was one of those
His essence.
one of those things like back in I would say like 2010
Yeah.
after like he I guess went off the rails after his pop career, was very active on Twitter.
But what was he? There was always something weird he would do with women, like on Twitter, that you were like, he's always saying this, and I was like, what? What was that?
He came up with like a lot of catchphrases,
Yeah.
and I cannot remember them for the life of me right now.
Yeah,
But it was not to say that he hated women or was like very misogynistic, but it was just, oh, this is Aaron Carter. This is it's like his weird Twitter like
Yeah.
online personality. His like, I don't know how
he
to
had
explain.
weird flexes.
It's so fucking funny and crazy and very intriguing in the way that you will go online and it's like, what's Aaron Carter gonna say today?
Oh wow.
Kind of thing. And it was never political. It was just like, this is my weird life after like my Lizzie McGuire. I just filmed Lizzie McGuire
Yeah.
movie, and
Billy left when we used to do our show at the Art Bar. Billy had to leave as soon as we finished to run over to Launchpad to see Aaron Carter at the Launchpad.
It's adorable.
and I just
Yeah.
I adored this man for many years. And like I said, it was basically his presence, his way of tweeting that was so brilliant to me, in how he took like a juxtaposition of like how like he grew up as like Nick Carter's little kid, like little brother.
And
Little brother.
watching one of those shows, like one of the Nick Carter ones, Nick Carter would like act a gangster as fuck. Like, and I would always like be like, who does this dude think he is? Like,
You have like face tattoos?
well, that's Aaron Carter.
That's Aaron Carter. And so just growing up as Nick Carter's
Oh.
brother, and as he's like Backstreet Boy, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, he actually did a tribute to him at the Backstreet Boys show a couple nights ago.
Oh my gosh. And so anyway,
He was like the whitest of the Backstreet Boys. Just kidding.
he actually was.
I feel like he was. That's kind of how I remember it.
he was the most white of the whitest ones out of this. But anyway, like I was saying, Aaron Carter was a treasure in my mind. Just how it was the anti Backstreet Boy persona that came out, I would say like 10 years ago. And then this is before his tattoos on his face. He's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, well, Nick Carter's my brother, but fuck him, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
they
it-
didn't get along.
No, and he would show up, I guess, on that show when he was married to Jessica
Oh, and they would
Simpson.
just fight. Yeah. No, he wasn't married to Jessica Simpson. That was
No,
Nick
that's
Lachey.
No, Nick no. Who's married to Nick Carter then?
I don't know.
Anyway, so it was one of those things where like, oh, this guy's badass. Like, it was kind of one of those things where like he's the anti-hero in this time. And I enjoyed it. And like he wrote music at the same time. And I was like, I'm gonna watch him play live because he's so eccentric and like anti-hero kind of like mouthpiece for Twitter at the time. And I was like, I love this kid. And he was like probably in his early 20s back then. And I fell for it, loved it. And when he was coming to town, I am definitely going to be at his show. So I left the 10 drink minimum show to go see him play live at Launchpad.
How was it?
I got in trouble because like I got there early because, you know, like I knew people at the Launchpads, like just go in, Billy, whatever, fine. Before anyone, like, because there was people waiting outside and like they were talking like little like teeny bopper kids. And so I walk up and so the door guy is like, just go inside. And so like I walk in front of all these like teeny bopper kids waiting to see Aaron Carter play live. And I'm sitting at the bar and I go up stage and he's pretty much sound checking, like doing his entire set.
Yeah.
And I'm just like there on the top row and I'm filming it.
Oh yeah.
And so like, God, if I still have it on my phone, I could probably sell it to like TMZ or some shit. But so I walk down and somebody catches me and it's like, get that guy. And so he's like, you need to like go. It's like, well, you're not going to kick me out. I know these people. And so like,
they're going to kick you out.
And so no, it's like, I'm just gonna like go back downstairs, and I watched him play a show, and it was great. And it was like no band; it was just him with a DJ.
Really,
it's fine. It was great. I didn't know much of the songs, like, but it was one of those things where like this is kind of my like.
Did you sleep with him after
my
the show?
My Twitter idol?
Did you want to bang?
And the thing is, like, he had like a meet and greet afterwards, and the show was very short. It was like, I would say the most like 30 minutes long. And it was just him.
I wonder what the ticket was to get in.
It's launch, bro.
I paid like probably $30.
No,
it's all who you know.
Right.
Just kidding.
Well, whenever Mick Foley was there, Mankind, the regular tickets were $35, and then the VIPs were like 70 something.
Yeah.
What's VIP at the launch?
but no bands. But he had like four
Did he have
5 like dancers with him?
Did he have the face tattoo at that time?
No, not at all.
Oh,
he was like in his early 20s.
He was still a babe at that time.
This is like but he became famous like when he was like fucking 15, 14 years old. Yeah. And so like once he came out of that phase in his life, he was like probably 19 is when he goes on Twitter and starts talking shit. I'm like, this kid's legit. Yeah. But yeah, rest in peace, Aaron Carter. Like,
drowned in his bathtub.
And like, I'm so sorry that it was my interest to see like how like contentious he was with like society and like the norms of like what he should be as like I guess Nick Carter's brother,
little brother.
And that's got to be like something that just like ate at him for years, and it gave great content that I would follow, and adore and cherish.
He dated someone, and on Instagram they were always like fighting. And I dated someone, and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's the Nick Carter blah 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 like drama," and you're always tuning in for it, and you're like, "Oh wow."
I didn't care about that. I just cared about his tweets.
See, I like the drama. I'm all oh
my gosh, yeah.
And
so and just to support him in that way that. Maybe that he had a lot of fans in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to support him in his endeavors, and just like his way of thinking about things.
Do you know what? So at one point he was like worth $200 million.
I don't think that's true.
God.
That's what I read online, and I'm like, "There's no way that guy was worth that."
He's in debt. He was in debt when I saw him.
When he passed away, he was worth 400.
Shut no
400,000, not 400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. And I was like, damn, there's no way he was worth 200 million. All right, that whole thing is skewed.
I feel like it is.
Yeah. Anyway, I love drama, and I'm about to create a fucking shitload.
Are you?
Yeah. This came out the other day. This list here.
He's like Aaron. It's like Aaron Carter, like Tim Keller.
No.
I want you to come on the show.
They vote now. There's a vote now. Nationally, to vote the best beer cities in the United States.
I'll fight somebody.
8 years in a row, Grand Rapids, Michigan is one.
I'm not going to fight over. I'm not going to fight anyone over that.
19 cities were in the running. Guess where we're on the list? We all agree Albuquerque's a big beer city, right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Guess we're on the list of the 19.
19.
Not
Not even on the list.
Not even on the fucking list. Now,
Boo.
who am I mad at? Am I mad at these people that make the list? Nope. I'm mad at the beer people of Albuquerque.
Oh.
And now I'm gonna start some drama.
Here it comes.
Let me tell you about the beer city of Albuquerque.
Oh God! I knew that's like, yes, we're a big beer city.
Okay.
But I also know that
Mhm.
it's fell off.
Yeah.
It's fallen off.
Yeah.
Well, there's just so much of it.
There's so much of it. And we just sit on our fucking hands.
It's too much. It's what's called demand, Chris.
No.
And the thing is, Chris, I can guarantee you that there is so much demand in this city for craft beer that
Did you say crap or craft?
Craft beer that we'll just throw in some fucking like raccoon droppings and we're gonna call it like an IPA or whatever.
They're saying New Glarus, Wisconsin, best beer ever. I'll fight you all. Well, you may be right because other than a few, Nexus.
It's called demand, Chris, and I don't blame the beer scene.
No, I'm blaming.
You know what it is? It's so much demand to where like any other market that makes so much money.
You got to hear my argument first.
No, hold on. Can I? Okay.
Do you know what my argument even is?
Your argument is that it's fallen off. That's what I'm saying.
This is the land of mañana. Albuquerque does not give a fuck about lists.
No. Well, we do. Because we're the second, we're number 2 and like the worst for crime.
Those are the ones we don't have to try for. If there's no effort necessary,
we're 47th in education or
Yeah,
something.
if we don't have to work for it.
That's what I mean.
We're all
Nobody cares about being on the
We're
list
winning
here.
without trying.
I'm just telling you, Chris. Like, let me finish.
You don't
here.
have to tell me anything. I know what you're going to say.
I'm going to say that there's so much demand that back, like, if you're in a big beer economy, if like money is no object, you're going to throw away these bad batches. You're going to throw them away and it's like, fuck, this is not up to par for our shit. But it's as small as stills or small as like fucking batches that we make, like we can get away with selling this and we'll fucking drink it. And we do. And we do.
You're making my argument for me. This is exactly the argument I was going to say.
Okay.
I'm going to say this to all the beer people out there, except for Nexus, except for Sidetrack. I'm tired of walking into your brewery and you have 7 IPAs. And a shitty fucking whatever else. Wheat. Nobody even makes a wheat anymore. Do people even make a fucking wheat beer anymore?
Over the summer, I went to Gravity Bound for the first time, and I was actually very impressed with like the flavors that they had and the different varieties.
Well, let me tell you a story. I was too, and I was like, Billy, you got to go try this place. This place is amazing.
I was excited.
How was it?
It was fine.
It was not fine. It was awful.
I just like the beer I got, I guess, and it was like some foofy, like it was like green tea. So, but I like sours and I like gozas.
But nobody hardly makes those anymore.
They don't. But that Gravity Bound had like at least 2 or 3 of those on tap.
I can tell you, Chris.
Let me just rant first. Just give me like 2-3 minutes.
I'm going to cut you off because I know exactly what you're going to say. I don't want to cut you off and say what I'm going to say.
Let me do it. And this has nothing to do with everybody else.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we go there, and I'm gonna give Gravity Bound a pass because they're so small, they can't keep their beer in stock, and they have to just really they have to rush probably to get it out. Fine, but everybody's like Tumbleroot. I go up to Tumbleroot, terrible. 7 IPAs, 1 freestyle or 1 Pilsner, terrible. Every one of them terrible. Nothing. There's no wheats anymore. There's no gozes anymore. There's no sours anymore. There's no innovation. There's nothing done. Everybody's doing the same beers in the big beer companies. And I'm gonna shit on Santa Fe. I'm gonna shit on Bosque. You're right. They sell a lot of fucking Elephants on Parade. They sell a lot of fucking what is the marble one? The double white. And then they just don't do shit with nothing else. And no one's innovating, and everybody just makes the same shit over and over again. And we're not a big beer city anymore, and nobody gives a fuck. And fuck all of y'all. I challenge all of y'all to make something that you've never made before and do it right and do it good. And fuck all of y'all. And I'm pissed that we're not even on that list.
Car says we need a Two Stoned Betties lager. I agree.
And I'm telling you, Chris, like we're growing up or like the beer community is aging with like kids who are just turning 21 and they don't know any better.
Yeah.
So they're selling all these like subpar beers and they're like pretty much selling them to like these like Zoomers.
Yeah.
Essentially. And they don't know any better.
No.
And like, you know, us like we're like, oh God, like this is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But they're gonna make money off it. They don't throw away subpar batches anymore. They're just gonna sell them.
Car Johnson says, "Fuck IPAs. All I drink are ciders because everything tastes like an IPA." Sarah, we need a Two Stoned Betties lager.
Yeah, Two Stoned Betties everything.
But also, lagers and like pilsners are kind of hard to make.
Yeah,
they take longer, and I would say that they do a Two Stoned Betties lager.
Well, and if you fuck it up, you just add hops to it, and it's now a fucking
exactly.
It's now a
and
fucking
I'm telling you, Chris, I've been saying this, is that what's going to happen is nobody's going to call out these breweries.
Correct. I just did it.
But like a 25-year-old is not going to call out these breweries like, oh, this is kind of good. You know,
I don't know about you guys, but I haven't been drinking beer for a while now. Ever since I found out about this long drink here,
I hate you. Somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to call them out. I'm sorry. La Cumbre, like
level up.
You know what? I'm not even going to say shit about La Cumbre because they just make IPAs. That's just what they do. That's their goddamn story. They're like, oh, you want the hops to burn your nostrils out of your face? Come to fucking La Cumbre. They make the beer. Love it. You know?
Yeah,
that's
the beer's good.
I love the beer.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't like IPAs, you're gonna be fucked if you go to a new brewery because every brewery that opens IPA. We actually went to Echoes the other day, and I was trying not to insult the guy. I was like, this is the best first week Pilsner. Was it Pilsner?
It's Pilsner.
Yeah. And he was like, okay. And what I mean by that is you made a Pilsner the first week you opened. Thank you for actually fucking giving a shit about making something other than an IPA.
Is it the best Pilsner? No.
But it was good enough.
For a first batch.
Yes. And that, you know, and I was like, and I hope he didn't take offense by that. I was just trying to like, you just saw the mystery why there's so many IPAs. They're fucked up Pilsners. Exactly.
Exactly.
It wasn't really a mystery.
No.
It is kind of me. Like,
but do you remember back in the day, there were trends, like the sours were a trend. And people started making sours, and Billy and I got invited to go to this.
I like sours because I'm so salty.
Dude, there was this brewery in Albuquerque called Pie Brewing, and the guy was like, "You guys like sours?" And he invited us there. Billy and I hopped on the bus. We rode over there, and this guy was the most boring, technically proficient brewer I've ever been around. But his sours are the best I've ever had.
Yeah, it's great
to this day. I mean, we even had one that was in the barrel and hadn't been carbonated. It was flat, better than most of Albuquerque's. Wow. And then someone drove a car through the building and like ruined it.
Literally.
And then the universe said, "We can't have nothing nice."
I would like to think that that he was like, "This is so much of my life. I love." Dude, what I'm doing.
Do you remember that guy? Like, he would just talk to us and we'd be so bored.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was passionate about it.
He was like the most like, he's like, I'm very boring, but I love science and I love brewing. And like,
and you know what he did? He actually
I'm very boring, but I'm also boring.
He took his yeast from like a container that he would set by the river.
Yeah, by the bosque.
And like catch like yeast particles.
Like wild yeast. And people just aren't doing that.
Yeah,
that's called giving a fuck. Yeah, yes. That's like, excuse me, could you please sprinkle some give a fuck on that shit?
And no one does. You even
that was cool, but
okay.
I came up with this idea.
Go for it.
I'm sorry, but like all this whole conversation reminds me of is that like, so my next big idea is like I want to make these like little origami suggestion boxes that like they'll fit anywhere. Like you can buy them for people, but then or maybe it's a pack of boxes that like you just fold it, it's there, and then like when an establishment pisses you off or like something falls short in your service or like whatever, you're at a venue, the bathroom fucking sucks, you can just leave these little origami suggestion boxes with like a letter that tells them how you feel, and then you just leave it there, and so then like an employee finds it, you know what I mean, and they have to go show somebody like, hey, look what I found in the bathroom, and then it's just like a suggestion box with your suggestion to whoever the fuck is running the show that like this is probably what you should do instead.
That's awesome.
Wouldn't that be fun? And then it's also street art.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like it's mysterious who's leaving that there. Anybody can leave it there. You could buy a whole pack of fucking suggestion boxes.
You make a point that I like. I kind of feel like here's what's going on. the art of beer making is gone, and it's now the business of beer making, and that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
as
that's what
well.
I'm saying. Like
And
you don't
it's
give.
sad,
Yeah.
and it's sad. We're not going to make that list ever anymore because we're on the downswing.
Yeah.
We're not innovative. We're not,
I go to my places because I know that they
But
doing.
hold on. But you moved back and you went to places that you loved, and then you went, this isn't as good as it was.
That's true. That is
See?
true. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not going to call out the names, but there's definitely a place downtown that's not as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, the original place we used to go to all the time, definitely not as good as it used to be. And these people don't give a fuck because they're just selling it hand over fist. Hand over fist.
And they're selling for like $6-7 a pint. And I'm like, the pints are too damn high.
The pints, do it again.
The pints are too damn high.
Do you remember that guy? The rent was too damn high. We need to see. That's the shirt we need to get made.
The pints are too damn
Billy's
high.
on the back, and he's all the pints are too
That would be
goddamn
great,
high.
and then your logo on the front.
Oh wow!
It's a 10 drunk.
Car Johnson says Marble is the Bud Light of Albuquerque.
Oh, it's hot take, but
Let me give you Car Johnson's phone number and address. I'm just kidding.
I love that broad.
But I think in that little we're not going to mention anybody. Like one of Marble is probably one of those.
I didn't say it. Don't cocktail my house.
Oh, I have feelings for
Yeah.
Marble this weekend.
So here's another thing.
Oh, I saw that.
I don't like when people don't give me what I want.
Oh.
But anyway,
Actually, I don't know where I was going with that, but
I miss the old days.
when we used to set up where we wanted, just
Well,
kidding.
well, not even that. Oh
when
my
I
God.
used to get what I wanted at this place. Oh, just kidding.
it was like Miss gonna leave. Do you know who I
Excuse
am?
me?
I'm Sara.
Well,
Well, I remember going to Marble when that place was just a little box of a building, not the golem that it is now. But and then people come back to town and like, let's go there. And I'm like, okay. And then they show up and they're like, what in the fuck? I'm like, all right.
yeah, it's different.
And then I was talking shit about it one day. And they're like, I was like, yeah, you can go there and there'll be a fist fight or da 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 da. And then someone's like, it's not that bad. Dude, I went there the other day. They have their own security guard. If you have a security guard in Albuquerque, you're not a good place to hang out.
I mean, like this. There is a level of say a door guy, but to have
they have a dude in full tactical gear.
Tactical gear with like a gun.
Yeah,
you know?
and then it says Marble on his uniform.
Oh my goodness!
So it's not like he's like a dude they just hired. He's a dude that they got merch made for his shit.
They flew too close to the sun.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, no, they're probably making fun. Well, they're corporate now. Someone bought them out. That's what happens. People get bought out, and they fucking none of the original people are there, and they just want to make as much money off the name as they fucking possibly can. And that's what sucks. And dude, there was 7 years ago, we were the best beer city in the
by far.
By far.
When I was here,
by far. And this pisses me off. We're not even in the running, and then it's nobody's fault, but our own. Everybody got. We'll just IPA it. We'll just IPA it.
No, no. Like we call.
You guys say let's just IPA it, and we have a thing with craft makers, just put a Zia on it.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. It's not selling. Just put
that's
a Zia on
that's
it.
our own version of Portlandia.
Yeah,
So
put a word on it.
Just put a Z on it.
Same
Put a Zia.
shit. Yeah.
And
put an IPA on it.
You know what? I fucking
or you put a hops on it.
Yeah, I challenge a brewery not to even have an IPA. I mean, you're not going to make money.
Oh my god!
I challenge you not to have. I challenge you to have one IPA and then 6 other different beers. One IPA. Come on, it's so ridiculous at this point.
I like to go here because they have 6 pilsners.
Yeah, dude, that'd be amazing.
Actually,
No, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I can tell you, Chris, that it's
never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen because there's.
But nobody's even doing anything innovative, like a pear or whatever, or a There's nothing anymore. There's no
I'm telling you that Gravity Bound fucking killed it that day, and I don't know why it sucked so bad for y'all.
I'll tell you why. Because I'll tell you why it sucked that bad. Because they're small and they did something different, and everybody ran over there and wipes them out.
Oh, so the shit you want to get, they don't have.
Keep up.
Yeah,
and so,
I get that. So then you're left with what? What are you left with?
IPAs.
An IPA.
and you're right, they are good. And I don't want to say anything bad about them, but they're small. That's it. That's their location. And then the new Echoes place that like they're brewing in Burt's. They're not making a lot of beer. It's not. Not if that place gets overrun, you're going to be IPA bad.
Oh, I would love to get run out, and then
then
you'd have a cooler of PBR.
That's
as backup.
It's like how it used to be,
keeping it real.
Well, that's the beer. That's my backup beer anywhere I go.
I just want to walk in that place and breathe. Like you can't. Like, does it smell like
No,
Burt's? Like
no,
real talk.
No.
How do you get rid of that smell?
They actually told us.
You take out the flooring?
No, that is incorrect.
Oh.
They told us what happened. The guy goes, "You remember how it smelled like vomit all the time?" I was like, "Yes." He goes, for everyone. Okay, first of all, back up.
Tintering Nason, Burt's Tiki Lounge was a prominent bar back.
Dive bar.
Yeah, the diviest of the dives.
Yeah, it was like the Albuquerque version of CBGB's. It was like supposed to be like a tiki bar.
It just kept getting dirtier.
And but like they're like, we're gonna be a tiki bar, like Hawaiian or blah, blah, blah. And then everybody punk walked in and was like, sticker. Fuck this.
Stickers.
And
porn in the bathroom.
Porn in the bathroom.
Not only do they not have porn in the bathrooms are on the other side of the hall.
Yeah.
So the guy tells us, he's like, you remember that smell? I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, it was all the lines that ran up and through the ceiling.
And they were dirty.
Yeah. Oh.
So many tecates. So many tecates.
Did you really? Like, I drank 2 Shiner Box like from the tap, and I went, yeah, I'm never getting a
I don't know.
I think I've never had a draft beer from Burt's.
I'm not sure. I'm sure I did.
It was bad.
I had to have had a lot of tecates there.
You never went there on PBR night?
Well, it was not. It was in cans.
No, no, it was like PBR night, 75-cent PBR night.
I'm sorry, that was not my scene. I was
okay.
a Miller High Life guy.
Oh, that's right, you were
from the fridge.
So the guy said they ripped out all the lines. They had to redo the roof. He said there was a tarp up there with 800 pounds of water on it that had been sitting there for years. Stagnant water. They got rid of that. They did rip out the flooring, and they did redo all the
It was
sewage.
Absolutely whatever was happening up there on that tarp.
And it's
like
weird.
It was absolutely that. Like that's what we were smelling.
So here's the other thing too. You go in there and it's all lit up. That's the weirdest
I can't even imagine.
thing.
Oh, it's like I almost don't even want to.
Like I just go in and I'm all, oh, is it last call
I might
already?
walk in there and catch on fire. Like, is it last call already?
Like, oh, the lights are on. Sorry. Do you remember the good old days?
Where's all the poor choices?
Do you remember the good old days where you're like, everybody's like, come out for one beer. It's like 7 o'clock. You're like, all right, I'll have one beer.
Cut scene.
Lights are on. You're like, oh,
I feel like I'm living that life right now. Like my child just like grew up and left my home, and I feel like I'm like diverted into like that time in life. Where
that's our generation.
Let's just go get one beer, and then it's just like
the lights are on.
Me again.
The lights
cut scene. I always like to say cut scene to 4 a.m.
Smash cut. You're all Waffle House. Woo!
Cut scene had like a party like in fucking the North Valley. And like I'm doing coke kind of thing.
Wow.
I'm going out for one drink.
Billy, we gotta get back into the we gotta talk about some music here.
Who's that?
We gotta talk about some music. Where am I going after this, right?
Oh, you're going to Melt Banana.
Melt Banana up in Santa Fe, man.
And the thing is, like, this band was pretty, like, it was Melt
Chris
Banana.
doesn't even know who they are.
I don't either. I can't let him go down like that without.
Like the Locusts were
him.
big at the time. Melt Banana was a thing. Like it's
music.
It's a Japanese like I won't say hardcore, but like noise punk extravaganza. Is all I can.
Have you ever been to a noise show?
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever been to a noise show.
But no, but it's not noise. But there's still like a drummer. Like it's a Japanese band, and like
it's a duo.
Well,
I like how you're like, there's a drummer. There's a Japanese band. Like
Japanese noise.
Japanese
there you go.
noise.
That's all you should know. That's all you need to know about it. It's a Japanese noise band. You should just get inherently excited.
Get tight for it.
Yeah,
and the last time I saw them, God, I want to say was at Burt's Tiki Lounge.
Right?
Holy smokes!
Full circle.
Circle.
It's at Meow Wolf though, so I mean, it's at least something.
Going up to Meow Wolf.
You and I both are like, so noise music in its heyday, there were 2 places in the United States where it was big: Brooklyn and here.
And New
Mexico.
Shit,
Yeah.
Really?
No, like we're huge.
That's
like
hilarious.
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, Raven Chacon.
Yeah, do you know Raven? He won the Pulitzer Prize for music just last year.
Really?
From Albuquerque, yeah.
Very prolific noise musician from here.
In like 2 of the times that I saw Raven, the cops tried to arrest him because he was too loud.
Oh, and wow. That feels like that's the story of my life.
They didn't consider what he was doing.
And the noise, like back in like 2000, I would say like 2010, 11, that's when it was big.
Oh, yeah.
And like you had noise musicians going around, like, and there was 2 places, fucking Brooklyn and fucking Albuquerque. And they would come here.
Yeah.
And like you would have like things like a Tit Wrench, like the festivals here.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Women's noise music.
Yeah.
That was
It
great.
was called Tit Wrench.
Yeah. I remember Billy took me to a show and I was like trying to understand this. And like, he's like, yeah, they're going to cook an egg with a speaker. I'm like, what?
And they're just like, it's called like contact mics.
Yeah. And they cooked an egg and like made noise with it. And like, everybody's like, it's an experience, man. You don't get it. And I'm like, I do, but I also don't listen to, like, are you listening to this in your car? What are you listening to?
Oh my God.
And it was one of those things, but like,
but thing is, I brought Chris into these spaces and now he's better off for it.
No, and you know what? You're correct. Because you did take me to, what was the Vatas y Gatas?
Yeah.
And they don't even do that anymore, do they? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
Did you ever go to that?
No, but I am familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
There would be some noise at that.
Yeah.
It was just like like to say it's music is not correct. To say it's like an art thing.
It's expression.
It's art. It's an experience. And
I listen to my noise tapes.
Shut the fuck up.
There are noise tapes, and to say that.
I mean, if they
I would listen to them on my, like, just like hanging out playing. I would not listen to like my noise tapes. I still have them. Actually, I don't. I move back and forth.
You should make.
I feel like you go to noise shows. You don't listen to noise tapes.
If they came out on CD, I'd listen to CDs. But it's always tapes for some reason.
You should take your tapes and CDs and do a noise show where you're like scraping like a scouring pad across them into the mic.
Very profound, Chris. I actually, you know what? If you made a noise show and figured out what you wanted to express with just noise, like maybe
I could do it.
Yeah. And it's basically you like trying to turn on the whatever the fire on the stove because we can't do it. It's just
I love that.
And you would do that, and everyone would be like, "This is so fucking
this guy is deep as fuck." There was a dude though, like one time he took like a Game Boy. And he like modified it and hooked it up to some shit, and he would like push the different buttons and it'd make noise. And I was like, all right, I can get behind this a little bit.
You know who that was?
That
Bud Melvin.
Was that Bud?
Bud Melvin. That was a big fucking scene. Yeah. And he went to Las Vegas and played a great show.
Yeah.
And he did the Game Boy.
Man.
That was his shtick.
He wore a Mario head and he like got up on stage. No.
Oh, that was not Bud.
That was not Bud. I just made that shit up.
Oh my god! So in the same breath, there is still like a market for like noise music, and there's you're not gonna sell records in this pretty much anymore. But ASMR,
what a thing!
I would say like as far as people like orally trying to get entranced by like noises, you can do that with your art. You can be like,
I know it's crazy.
Here I am. It's just kind of like. So what I'm going to do is take some of this resin, kind of run this with some of this copper, and it's kind of like make a little like noise.
That's totally true.
Fucking like 10 million views.
That does remind me of some noise concerts I've been to, some noise shows I've been to. I'm like, I'm seriously, that's it.
Were they like all soft about it or what?
Yeah, and then like the next.
I think it would be funny for somebody to host a noise show, but do like that stuff where they're like,
oh my god. We should,
and then put an echo on it.
Play for you.
An echo,
then, they tap their nails and then they throw on some fucking just like obscene noise bullshit. That's like just not pleasant at all.
I'm gonna host a noise open mic.
So what you're talking about, like what you experience, Chris? We call harsh noise. It's like very like. No, not even like like Raven used to do.
I'm noising up the show.
The dude, harsh noise.
Here's the crazy part about the Raven thing. Both times he was hired to do what he did. One was by the city. One was by the city, and the cops tried to arrest him.
Oh my god!
And the other one was by Blackbird, He was inside, and the cops showed up and shut the show down. They're like, a lot of people are complaining.
It's called free speech.
And then earlier this year, pictures with the mayor because he won the Pulitzer Prize, and they want to be.
Of course, the Metal Mayors.
Oh my gosh,
suck him that dick. So let's transition to. We're talking about how you won.
Well, we didn't win, but we've made top 5.
You made top 5 in Albuquerque the magazine,
which I'm probably not supposed to talk about yet, but whatever.
Meh.
I didn't win.
Meh. Of what? What category?
Best accessories.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain to people who live in whatever major city how this works. So these magazines, these newspapers, someone originally figured this out, and they're like, if we do a best of, we can let the people vote on it. Who cares who wins? And then whenever the winners, we know who the winners are, we'll hit them up like the week before. They all buy ads. We make money, and it's a great thing. And it's a big money maker for like these newspapers, and I'm not faulting nobody's for it. Now the big thing is, the people who usually win are not the best of whatever. Right. They're just the people who like have a lot of friends that don't give a fuck and vote for them every day. Yeah. And I know this because this is what we did. Like we used to win 5-time best local podcast. We used to go and like stuff the ballot box of the Alibi.
Yeah, just tell
we won first twice at the Alibi.
Yeah, it's like 10 Drink Nation. Just vote for us.
The thing about Albuquerque Magazine too that makes like this whole thing kind of like a cool accomplishment is that like this is not necessarily my market.
No, like
I have a very like niche market. I'm a stoner chick. I make nostalgic art from like the 90s. You know what I mean? Like it's not exactly like my price point is definitely higher than like most other like jewelers that are making similar earrings to mine, but like I'm not necessarily serving like the readers of Albuquerque the magazine, like, and that's how they tried to sell their ads to me. It was like basically like if you buy an ad with us, you're going to be opening up these windows for people who actually have money. And that's what makes it so fucking cool is that like it's not necessarily even my market per se, and I'm making enough noise in it that like those are the readers that voted us there.
So what you're saying is they did reach out to you and say, hey, you should buy.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what they did. Both years. And then like they tried to do it this year and be like, oh, we're doing it different. I was like, are you guys just gonna try to sell me really expensive ads? Because I already told you like last year I can't.
Well, no. Like but here's the thing. Let me get there. So here's why what you did is badass. You didn't ask anybody to do anything.
Right. Exactly.
And they went out and these people like you so much that they were like, well, I'm writing in this person.
And especially like I don't have a store. I don't have a brick and mortar.
And that's why you don't need to buy an ad.
Exactly.
Go fuck those people. You are making such a fucking ripple in the goddamn lake.
Like I appreciate what you're doing, but like it's still too much money. You know what I mean? Like especially for a business like me. And like you want to give me an ad, you want to talk about how like I've made this list 2 years in a row and don't have a brick and mortar. You want to write about me? Let's fucking do this.
That's exactly okay. See, that's where I'm going.
Why haven't I already been in Albuquerque the magazine?
Hold on. Stop. You're saying it. Here's the thing. You don't need them. They need you. And why the fuck have they not written an article?
There's like a big story here with this business, and just that we are stoner chicks who are working fucking artists that made it all the way to the point where I have been self-employed for 5 years.
You're not. You didn't come from money.
Like, and also like my son, like I raised a boy, like him going to school. Like so many of his teachers were wearing my stuff. Do you know what I mean? And like, this is the stoner brand. Yeah. Like this is the stoner brand before it was like, you know, we were allowed to smoke legally in the state. Like I was still this like brand that was representing this cannabis counterculture in a way that was like undeniable. You know, and that is like an adverse that is something that like I had to face, you know, like sending my kid, like, you know what I mean? Like just everything about that, like just owning this whole thing. Like, yeah, I'm proud. I'm a stoner. This is what we do. Me and my best friend, and trying to break those stereotypes of the lazy stoner, because I'll tell you fucking what, there's not a lot of people in the city I know that work harder or more than I do. Like, and I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I'm still a stoner chick. I still do these things, but it's like, you can still be a successful artist. You can be a successful entrepreneur, and you can still.
And I love it. I mean, you won't actually disclose how much you work a week. So he's like, I'm not gonna tell anybody.
For shame.
You've actually said a bunch of things that I actually say, and especially, here's what blows my mind.
I told you 12 years ago. It's like, if we're not going to pay for ads. They're not going to put us right.
And so like I had this guy contact me from a local podcast and he's like, hey, we need to like really work hard and get Albuquerque the magazine to like put a category for best local podcast. And I wrote him back and I said, nah, it's a waste of time. Real waste of time. And he said, if we get our fans together, they'll do it. And I said, no, because all they want us to do is buy ads.
Right.
And best local podcast, there's no business in it. So that's why they like if there was, Alibi would have made it.
Right.
They gave us a plaque. We have plaques on the wall for best local podcast. There's never been a category for it because we're not a business.
Right.
We don't make them money. Now you said something, and let me tell you something. You guys are Albuquerque. So Albuquerque, the fucking magazine, should fucking come and do an article about you. And if they don't, then they aren't Albuquerque.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was it was a little disheartening the first year that it happened because I was so excited for this meeting. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, we want to meet with you. And I was like, I had been waiting like years for that call for it to be Albuquerque the magazine. Like, yeah, Alibi, that's my people. You know what I mean? Like the people who read the Alibi, that's literally my market. But like, this isn't my market. So it was like a really big deal that happened. And like, it was such a letdown for this meeting to just be, yo, you want to buy a $1,200 ad? No, I don't want to buy a $1,200 ad.
And I'm sorry it wasn't a letdown.
I want you to take my picture and talk about me. That's what I want you to do.
I'm sorry it was a letdown. And I'll tell you from our experience, we've had a bunch of those letdowns.
Yeah.
And our thing is now to this day, and I hate to be jaded, people are like, hey, I want to have a meeting with you. And I'm like, okay. And I don't get excited about it at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Like, we'll see what we see.
And,
you know?
And the thing is I hate a lot of what happens today in our society because it's all paid. People pay to people pay to get in front of you.
Well, even influencers. Give me a fucking break. You have 23,000 followers.
That's what I'm talking about.
Allah, you have 25,000.
You fucking like share your fashion and your photos, and you're from Albuquerque. And you have 23,000 followers. No, you don't. You paid some company to put robots on your fucking page, and now you have 23,000.
What really makes me mad?
I just don't buy it. I just don't buy a lot of the local Albuquerque influencers and their numbers that they're fucking throwing.
No, because they're bullshit.
I just don't buy it.
Listen to this.
Like,
she says,
I'm like, no, I don't think so, dude.
She says all the same things I say. So here's the thing I've learned, and it's like this is 16 years of doing this. Here's the thing I've learned: you can fake it for a little while, and people will kind of believe it for a little while. Mm-hmm. After a while, if you're not organic and you're not real, and in this city, I don't know about fucking Cincinnati, Ohio, or whatever, Indianapolis, but like in this city, if you're not real, you're not. People realize it after a little while. And when these people came in, there was a group, a couple from California, and someone did an article about them. They're like, oh, they're here and they're doing They moved here and now they have a web series where they're showing off all the good places to eat in Albuquerque. I was like, cool, thank you for moving here from California and telling us what good food we have here. Thank you for that. And go fuck yourself on that.
And they probably never went to Monte Carlo Steakhouse.
Fuck no.
Or, you know what I mean?
I actually do know the formula. Is anyone on TikTok here?
No.
I am.
And so anyway, but it's one of those things where like they would go into like say like a local eatery and there's definitely like a background music you would have to it, but I want to do this just as a parody and go into like say like Circle K. Yeah. Okay, we're okay, but then like this is such a mood. Like I had like a fucking 2 for $3 two hot dogs for $3 at Circle K, and it's such a mood. And it's over
it's
here.
A fucking mood.
It's over here on like Manal and fucking Zuni. Like
Circle K. I follow Circle K on Instagram.
Do you?
They have influencers, and I follow it because I think it's hilarious. Because that's exactly how fucking ridiculous shit is now.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. I only have like 2,800 followers on Instagram. I don't know how many people listen to this show. No time in the history of this show have I gotten more feedback from people than I do now. And I attribute that to as organic and being as real as we possibly can be.
Right.
And
Be for real.
we just don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna. I don't hashtag shit as much as I used to.
Right.
I don't fucking try to be this fucking whatever. And we don't, like Billy don't, he don't, Smiley don't, you don't. And we're like as fucking real Albuquerque fucking if someone's on this show, they're as real as it gets. They're as Albuquerque as it gets. They're as New Mexico as it gets. And after a while, it comes through.
Yeah.
So should Albuquerque the magazine, should you pay $1,200 for an article or whatever? No.
No.
If they're really Albuquerque, they should have written an article about you. They should have written an article about us.
Exactly. You should
and
have
they
been calling
haven't.
to tell me you want to take your picture and talk to you.
Yep.
Not, hey, you want this $1,200 ad? It's like,
Yep.
no.
And if you subscribe to Albuquerque magazine, you should call them and say, hey, I don't get why you're not actually talking to real people. Why are you talking to all these fake fucking?
They're typically interviewing entrepreneurs and people that are coming in from out of state or the same influencers over and over and over and over and over again. I have friends who've been in that magazine multiple fucking times.
Or someone who they interview and in 6 months they're not even doing what they fucking, and it's
Level Up Albuquerque the magazine.
because they did an actual thing about podcasts and they had a whole spread on it. 6 of the podcasts didn't even exist anymore. And none of the ones that I know were even in the magazine. And it blew my brain out of my head.
You weren't in the magazine.
Oh,
either.
no.
See,
But we've only been doing it 16 years.
Yeah, that's all.
But the one that hasn't even put out an episode in 2 years, 3 of those were in there. 3 of those. And I was like, so at that point, I was like, what a piece of shit. And whatever.
But big shouts to everybody that did vote for us because it's fucking cool.
But that's why it's amazing because you asked nobody. And
right.
they went,
I did one this year. I put one post, and I just said, hey, again, it was only because I happened to realize that voting was open. Yeah. So it was mid-season of the vote because they keep these votes open for a long period of time during the year.
So what happened?
That's the other thing that I think's a crock of shit.
So what happened is
that's too many months for people to be counting votes. Do this shit for a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And call it good. But it's open for I think 5 months or something.
Because it gets them, it gets their
name. Yeah.
But the whole thing is somebody went, oh, this is the thing. And they went, well, why would I vote for fucking Gertrude Zachary?
But these are the people that we are in these categories with. And that's why it's so fucking cool.
But but people literally said, I love this. I'm writing you in. And that's about as fucking organic as you get. And I love that. And I love that. Someone said, these people are undeniable. They are amazing. And that's the thing. If you are undeniable, you will make it.
Yeah, you will. Another thing too is being unthreatened by other people.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of things where oh, I saw this booth and they're trying to be you guys or they're trying to do this or trying to do that. And I've always taken this stance forever and ever and ever with what I did. Really, you're not gonna bridle my creativity and I'm not here to do that to yours. If you think that you can hustle on the level that I do, go for it.
Yeah.
People are buying me.
Damn.
People are buying this design because of what I put into that table. Mm-hmm. So I have every faith in everything that I put out there. And if you want to copy it. Try to fucking match my grit. I dare you to. Everybody should be allowed to be that successful with art and all of that. So if you think you can do it, but I'm not going to be threatened and I'm not going to ask you to stop doing what you're fucking doing, even if you're fucking copying what I'm doing. No, there's room for all of us here. Be creative. I hope I should inspire you. It's just we were saying, know your resources, call your people, open the book. You can't finish the fucking song. Mm-hmm. Go open the book. You know what I mean? Whatever.
You think you hustle harder than me?
Go for it. I dare you. Let's go. You know what I mean?
It's same booth looking at each other. It's mostly trends.
There's a literally set up next to a girl recently, in the past year that had her earrings in suitcases. And that's what we do. That's just what we do. It's what we've done. It's a fucking something that's come synonymous with my brand. You see those suitcases, it's who somebody's are here. And this girl had earrings that looked a lot like ours in suitcases, and people were mad. Sara, do you see this? Do you see what this is? And I'm just all you go tell her, because I'm not gonna tell her. That's her business. Do you know what I mean? She was literally just mm-hmm. copying what we do. And I met her a couple times and she tried to be oh, I'm not familiar with your brand.
Oh,
really? Are you sure you're not familiar with my brand? You came up with that by yourself. Like, are you sure?
And with that, if I see you wearing white glasses, I will.
I actually have white glasses like that I recently bought.
So Tentric Nation, we live in a great community to where like all of us are going to like different events tonight.
Yeah.
You're going to Fantagram at Sunshine Theater. You're going to Melt Banana in Santa Fe. And I'm going to my room and play GTA 4. Like, it's gonna be fucking great.
Everybody's winning tonight.
All right.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
Yeah. Great time to be had. Be real, people.
I've got
just be. It's called not.
You got
yeah, just be for real.
What's up?
I said I got some.
Oh,
I need to finish promoting.
Oh, go for it, man. Sorry, Smiley.
A couple things. I didn't get a chance to. I didn't think about it at the end of last hour. I wanted to thank everyone out there that voted for me, that got me into the semifinals.
Yeah!
I want to I did a post on Facebook, but I want all the viewers out here that voted for me. I want to let you know that I really appreciated that. It got me in the second place in the quarterfinals, almost into the semifinals. So thank you everyone for that.
I am definitely here for it, and now I am just gonna
we kind of know
hit up all our native creators, filmmakers, and you're gonna be in a lot of shit now.
And I also have this is awesome. This is awesome. My freaking my best friend Nate Santa Maria is having his first show as Soundwaves.
I saw this
this Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nate Santa Maria is notorious, or actually famous for October people.
Monster Paws.
Wow.
Monster Paws, Ex Calico.
Okay, that guy.
Yeah. He's back. He went away. He went to Asia for a while, right?
Wow.
Yeah, he's.
And when is this? Where is this?
Saturday.
This is this Saturday.
Of Monster Pop.
It's like a weird location. Saturday. No, it's not this Saturday. You're incorrect.
I'm sorry.
The 19th.
It's Saturday the 19th. It's next week.
He's right there on the chat.
It is next.
He's
week.
all get it right.
You are
buddy.
correct. It is Saturday, November 19th. It is next week. I have this.
It's going to be at a warehouse.
Yeah, it's Live Lab Studios. It's 420 Haynes Avenue Northwest. This is in Albuquerque. It's 21 and over. There's going to be porta potties. There's going to be a keg. Come on down. He's playing with Lady XY.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So
holy smokes!
That's going to be the 19th, and everyone should come and check it out.
Guys,
I'll be there.
Guys, you guys,
Nate's going to have new music.
Super cool. I have a couple more things too. Can I say a couple more things?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So Betty's this weekend, we're going to be at Best Days Dispensary. They're getting ready to open a new dispensary near Isleta. So South Valley kind of dispensary. They're doing a pop-up that we're going to be part of. And that's going to be during the day. I think maybe 12 to 4. And then in the evening, we're doing a pop-up with Juicy Fruit. And they're having a party at Electric Playhouse.
What is Juicy Fruit?
Juicy Fruit is a local kind of LGBTQ queer organization party.
Okay.
Really, really cool. Good friends of mine.
Totally.
But they're doing a party at Electric Playhouse. So it's going to be super fun. And it's a Muertos thing.
I got invited to that.
Yeah, it's a Muertos thing. Kayla's going to be live painting. She might get frisky and do some burlesque. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Nasty.
But
Ooh, nasty.
Betty's will be there in full effect. Both of us, in fact, will be there. And she's going to be painting faces. And I'm going to be slinging Betty things. So fun times this weekend in Burke.
Nice.
In Burke.
Dang. Organic. Undeniable.
That's great.
Authentic.
I think we're out of. But I have one last question. What was your biggest day as far as slinging?
Last year, last year's Rail Yard Market.
Everything was gone. It's I'm sorry, I have nothing left.
Those were big numbers both days. Very large numbers.
So Rail Yards. So
the holiday one?
Last year's holiday markets were
so get out there.
They were huge.
Is it the 11th and 12th?
I think it's the 10th and 11th.
10th and 11th.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's that weekend.
It's I'm sorry, I have nothing left.
Come out.
I still had stuff left, but those were by far the highest profitable days we've
come
had
out to the rail yards, do some rails, get out there, stay for a while.
Rails are optional.
Only in the bathroom, off of the toilet. With that,
we are 10 drink minimum.